What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. We are live back again with the T5S2 Season 6 Invitational Game 2. We watched an explosive game between Ash C and Dylan Usher this morning. Many wahs were yelled, many orc charges were made, and that saw Ash advance to the next round of the event. But now we're going to watch a classic matchup. We're forging the narrative today because over here in the red, we have Doots playing his tried and true favorite, Chaos Demons. Oh, even got particle effects on these boys. Doots is showing us up with some classy models today. And this is Disciples of Be'lakor, the Chaos Demon Army of Renown, with Be'lakor himself, the Dark Master, over here on the blue side to fight against the forces of chaos. We have the Grey Knights, the redoubtable fortress of purity that is Headstrong's Grey Knights over here, and I am psyched for this game, everybody. Let's get some hypes in chat because it's gonna be a spicy one. Can the Grey Knights defeat their age-old foe, the Chaos Demons? Players are just going through deployment right now. We are in Death and Zeal today for the mission. These are the new T5S2 Season 7 map pool. Uses these WTC style layouts. The layouts are the same as WTC, although the terrain features are slightly different. And this is a corner deployment mission. As you can see, the deployment zones are demarcated on these maps. Each player gets one table quarter to deploy in, 9 inches away from the center. They have an objective in their deployment zone, one within reach of them, and the objectives are locking. You can purge those objectives if you clear them of enemies and hold them for a battle round with a objective secured unit. Then you'll be able to hold that forever and ever and ever. And that's one of the reasons that forward deploy units are pretty strong in this format, is you're going to be able to get easy access to those objectives and lock them in very quickly. So let's talk about some lists as the players are dropping their armies in their deployment zones. Dudes over here running Disciples of Be'lakor, as we said, getting an allied supreme auxiliary detachment, excuse me, using a War Dog Brigand squad. This comes out of House Korvax. One of them, the one with the super cool particle effects, as we could see, has the Blessing of the Dark Master. That is the only blessing available to House Korvax, but it does give that model Trans Hitman, can only be hit on a 4+, and once it becomes favored, cannot reroll against it, which I think is going to be pretty good against Prussian Brethren. They are a little bit reroll centric, so turning that off is going to be kind of a big deal. We then also have, in the Arcs of Omen detachment, the main detachment here, and I did see some questions. We are running Arcs of Omen for all these games, of course. This is essentially cutting edge. We did not allow Astra Militarum, the newest Astra Militarum Codex, for the event, just because it has not yet gone through a series of FAQs. So that one we won't see this, at least for the first 2 rounds. For the next 2, players are allowed to resubmit their lists, so we may see Astra Militarum make an appearance at that point if they are fully released. In the Arcs of Omen detachment, we have Be'lakor himself, as well as a Tormentbringer on Hellflayer. Be'lakor is rocking his Warlord trait to give the non-vehicle members of the army full rerolls. I can point that in the command phase at them. 1 unit of Bloodletters, 1 unit of Demonettes. The restriction on Disciples of Be'lakor does mean that they have to take an equal number, or at least a roughly equal number, of each Chaos God allegiance, which means that we are mixing and matching our troops options here, whereas I think a lot of lists would either take all Demonettes or all Bloodletters. Today, we do have to split them up. 2 units of Nurglings as well to forward deploy, get some objective secured. We then have 1 unit of Beasts of Nurgle, 2 units of Tzeentch Flamers. Obviously, the nerf pad has descended upon them, but not hard enough to stop them from seeing play, especially since Be'lakor himself can point rerolls at them and then throw them up the table. Then we have 2 units of Fleshhounds, 5 Fleshhounds apiece. as well as 1 unit of Beast of Nurgle. I forgot if I talked about that, but there they are. This is a pretty classic Disciples of Bellicor build. We have a lot of internal synergy, especially between healing and regenerating models, alongside those Flamers and Beasts of Nurgle. But otherwise, it's mostly just sort of a finesse-oriented, kind of standard Chaos Demons design. Moving over to Headstrong's list, running Grey Knights. This is a Prescient Brethren Arxbowman detachment. So that is going to give them access to the 1 CP reroll 1s to hit and wound on Psyker units. They can also regenerate CP using that Tech Marine with the Divination Warlord trait. We have a Brotherhood Librarian with Psychic Epitome to do additional mortal wounds. Okay. That is going to be pretty effective against this demon army, especially given that they have demonic invulnerability. So they have to be worried a little bit about those mortal wounds, since they don't have really any defense against that. Love this forward deploy here for this Nurgling squad. Going to be trying to protect that Demonette unit as it makes its way up to Objective 2. Obviously, these Grey Knights are just about as teleporty as the demons are themselves. Bellicor does have Shrouded Step to jump the demons around the table, and the Grey Knights can Gate of Infinity the Nemesis Dread Knights, or any of the units in the army, in fact. Moving on, we have a Brotherhood Tech Marine with that Divination, as I talked about before. A Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight with the classic combination of Servant of the Throne and Sigil of Exigence. Gives it a once per game teleport against ranged attacks. Going to be pretty relevant against the Brigands and the Flamers. It's effectively immune to Flamers, especially since that if it triggers that Sigil of Exigence, it can just pop directly out of range of them. They have such a short range. We also have Kaldor Drago in this list as well, to give some rerolls. 2 strike squads, 3 interceptor squads, 2 of 10 and 1 of 5 to combat squad into smaller units, and then 3 Nemesis Dread Knights with all the guns, Dread Knight teleporters, and fists, alongside 1 Rhino, in which to keep the interceptor squads so that they can disembark and then charge onto people. Doots here, screening very aggressively with the Nurgling Swarms. That's what you got to do against these turn 1 Deep Strike armies. The engagement into the center here is going to be a little tough because of the line of sight blockers in the middle, so Doots just needs to screen out the corners with those Nurgling Swarms. That looks like what he's going to be trying to do, which I love. Moving on to secondary objectives. Doots taking Raise the Banners High. It's a bit of an aggressive pick, especially since you only have 1 objective that's in easy reach of your army. You do have to kind of work to get to the other objective, but should be fine. He's also taken Reality Rebels, so he's going to score points for every cable quarter that he outnumbers his opponent in units within, and also a point if he has units wholly within 6 inches of the center of the table. That should be easy to score. That's usually an easy 15 for Chaos Demons. Last but certainly not least, we're getting a little spicy here. Nourished by Terror as the last pick for the Disciples of Bellicor. This one does work a little bit better for Disciples over regular Chaos Demons, given that it is a morale-focused mission secondary. So you do have the benefit of having Bellicor in the list and being able to stack multiple leadership and combat attrition penalties on your opponent. This one in particular gives you a victory point every time a model flees the battlefield. So anytime somebody is removed due to morale, you're going to get a point. Then you get to roll roll 2d6, excuse me, each time a unit is destroyed by a Legiones Demonica unit. If you beat their leadership value, you get additional points. This is cumulative with any leadership penalties that the Grey Knights may be suffering at the time. So if you can get Bellicor up there, for example, he can reduce their leadership, precipitously, and then you can start to succeed those morale checks, and especially against an MSU style build that these Grey Knights typically bring, where they're bringing lots of little units. You have a lot of individual opportunities to score out that secondary. So it'll be interesting to see how that one works for Doots. I think that is Banners is pretty classic at this stage, using the Nephilim verbiage for banners, where it is a little bit more difficult to break those banners than it was in previous seasons. But Nourished by Terror is probably the spiciest pick here. Now, we do have some spicy picks on the other side of the table as well for the Grey Knights, because they are also diving in or delving into their secondary objectives. They are taking Teleport Assault. This is going to just score them 5 points every time a unit teleports and then destroys an enemy unit. So you just have to do that 3 times over the game, and that is almost any form of teleporting available to the faction, whether it's Teleport Strike, Teleportation Shunt, or Gate of Infinity. All of them will get you some points if you can do it. So units like that Psychic Epitome Librarian are very solid. The Dread Knights teleporting around the table are extremely reliable as well. And any of these small screening units, the objective sort of pays for itself because you have to screen out the Deep Strikers, which can then Deep Strike and kill the screens to score out the Teleport Assault anyway. So while you don't get optimal positioning, you're still going to be farming points off the units that your opponent has to give you in order for their important units not to get killed by your Nemesis Dread Knights jumping around the table. So that is a good one for Headstrong. He also has Raise the Banners High, just like the Demons. This one's makes a little bit more sense, especially for all of these Interceptor squads because they're so fast and they're so maneuverable and don't cost that many points. So throwing them onto objectives is not that big of a loss for Headstrong. Last but certainly not least, because he is in the Chaos Demons matchup, he gets to take Destroy the Demon. This secondary gives him a victory point every time he destroys any demon unit, which is every unit in the army besides the War Dogs, I believe. If it's a monster, score 3 VPs, or a vehicle, score 3 VPs. If it's a Primarch, you score 5 instead. Now, I believe that the only vehicle in the army is the Torment Bringer, the only demon vehicle, and the only demon monster is Bellicor. So this is actually it's not like the highest scoring secondary in the world, but it will score you points passively. And one thing that's very important when you're trying to pick your secondaries is trying to take secondaries that don't require you to change your game plan. And generally speaking, in 40k, you're going to be killing your opponent's units. And if you can score points off killing your opponent's units just as the game goes on, then it feels pretty good. Not to mention the fact that as we're forging the narrative of the Grey Knights versus Demons, it makes total sense. Looks like we're going to go first is here. Headstrong with a 1. Doots beats it with a 3, and we're going to see Disciples of Bellicor taking the first turn. Now, I believe that we do have a Foretelling of Locusts in the Grey Knights army, so we're going to be able to reposition some of these friends. Yeah, it's on the Brotherhood Librarian. So we can do some redeploys if we want to. Potentially keeping these Nemesis Dread Knights a little bit safer than they are now. Do you have to be worried about not only the shots from the Brigands? We have they have a Strength 6 AP2 weapon, which is actually perfect at shooting at Nemesis Dread Knights. It wounds them on 4s, then puts them on their invulnerable save, which is really not a profile you want to be taking hits from. But then also they have that long-range Melt-A-Gun. So you really don't want to be giving them an opportunity to take some damage off you in the early game. Especially since Doots has the opportunity to wombo combo that with his Flamers. Now, interestingly, we actually don't have any Tzeentch casters in the list. The only casters are the Torment Bringer and Bellicor. And Bellicor's taking his own Noctis Discipline. So we don't have any wound buffs available from Infernal Flames for these Flamer units. So they're going to be hitting a little bit less effectively than we typically see Flamers. It's not the full wombo combo Flamer unit in a pure Tzeentch army where they would be, hitting on 2s, +1 to wound, rerolling 1s to wound. All that stuff is not going to be working, but it turns out they're still worth 25 points for a unit that shoots at such a high volume and is as difficult to kill as Tzeentch Flamers are. Never take Nourished by Terror unless you're facing Orcs or Imperial Guard. I do think that it is an underrated secondary. I'll be honest, because it does score. It tends to score more highly than you think. I don't think it's ever, unless you're in one of those matchups like you said. I don't think it's ever more than maybe a 10 or so. But it's relatively consistent. What's the bet on if Grey Knights will use Tide of Banishment? I know, talking about the lists on Tuesday, Headstrong did mention that Tide of Banishment was good for an early game round of shooting. You don't really want it before you engage, because you want Tide of Convergence to buff your Nemesis weapons to do mortal wounds in melee. But as you're on the way in, because the Tide of Banishment affects every attack and gives you reroll once to hit and wound, it's basically like you get the Prescient Brethren ability for free. And all you do is give up the extra range from Tide of Convergence. So if your opponent's coming at you, then you don't necessarily need the extra range, and you can just sit back on those rerolls and do massive damage with your guns. And here we are. The game begins. Dude's taking the first turn. Big Warpstone roll there. Looks like, was that 5 points? So we do have healing online. We can use the regeneration ability at the morale phase, and that includes his opponent's morale phase. So if he takes a little bit of damage over the course of the game, he can start to heal that. Or give them -1 to hit. Although, we should keep in mind, and I'm mostly saying this as to myself, that Doots does not get access to Allegiant abilities. Only the core Warpstorm abilities. I can do a prediction over there in, Twitch land. By the way, we are multicasting to both Twitch and YouTube. So if you want to get in on the gambling action, you can come hang out on Twitch. Twitch.tv/TacticalTortoise. There you go, everybody in Twitch. There's a nice prediction for you. Get those channel points going. Dude's taking a little bit of a think on his first turn here. I think the question is whether or not he angles to try to get additional points for putting units in the center of the table right now. That's why we have the area denial set up here. That the inner circle there is 6 inches from the middle. So if he gets a unit wholly within that, he's going to start scoring victory points. So can get a couple shots into this Rhino. The Rhino's not that exciting of a target right now. It looks to be full of interceptors. So those guys will just bail out on the edge of this wall and be relatively immune and be able to threaten basically anything that they could normally. So I don't think that really gives them a huge benefit here.
All right, I'm going to spend 3 Warp Storms for additional -1 leadership for my demons.
Okay.
Interesting. So we're doubling up on the demonic terror ability.
So yeah.
I think just to try to get some models to run away.
Flamers right here. Nothing else that I want to do there. Okay, let's do some of those.
So going all in on this poor Rhino. This poor defenseless Rhino. People love to see Rhinos on the table, and it is unfortunate that as soon as we see this Rhino, he's finally made it. He's like, hey mom, look mom, I'm on TV. Rhinos are finally meta again. Immediately gets blown up by War Dogs. But it's doing its job. It's able to place interceptors in a central location without them having to hide. So I think that will be generally pretty fine. And we are pushing the Fleshhounds up. It may be that I think we may angle for a charge on the Grey Knights. The Fleshhounds actually have an incredibly strong profile against opposing Space Marines now. Strength 5, AP 2 damage when they're on the charge. With 3 or 4 attacks apiece. Will probably gut a strike squad if they get in range. But also, having them wholly within 6 of the middle of the table means that they're going to be scoring Reality Rebels even if they fail their charge. And that's a good thing to be keeping in mind if you're when you're maneuvering your models. Just giving them sort of a dual role if you're going for relatively long charges is helpful. The charge itself here isn't super long, but it does require... It could be wall screened if the Rhino gets killed, and I think it will probably be likely that some of these Fleshhounds are going to have to go around the wall. I don't know if we can squeeze that big base in that gap there next to the strike squad. Bellicor gets a glorious hiding place over here. He can maybe be targeted a little bit around the corner. Oh, maybe not. It's going to be a little tough. But I'm sure he's excited to be there. Bellicor does have a great profile at hitting these Nemesis Dread Knights. The Nemesis Dread Knights usually rely pretty heavily on their invulnerable save, and Bellicor in melee, ignoring invulnerable saves is a huge deal. Bellicor is a huge Chad. Absolute monster of a character. Which is nice to see.
The intent is that he's an inch off the outside of that wall.
Now, the other benefit that Bellicor has of the central position is that he is a Warp Locust, so as soon as we come to the next turn, Bellicor may be able to start dropping units wholly within 6 inches of him in the middle of the table. I think that's why these Bursts of Nurgle especially are in reserve, because they can hop in. Now, we do have the upgrade in Headstrong's list, Omen of Incursion on the Brotherhood Tech Marine, which allows him to once per game intercept a unit that's that's reserving in the reinforcement step of the movement phase. So, if a unit demonically manifests in the center here, a core unit from the army, so I mean basically anything besides the Rhino and the characters, is going to be able to rinse them down, and that is not a hit that you want to take really, especially if you trigger it off of the Nemesis Dread Knights. It does have a restriction of a 12-inch range, so I think Doots is going to be angling to kind of dominate the midboard with these reinforcements, rather than push up aggressively against the Nemesis Dread Knights. But I do think that that is important to note. That's one thing to keep in mind that we will see come up over the game. Yeah, Bellicor is sick for sure, chat. So here's what you do, right? You take. We got that new Brutalis Dreadnought. You buy the Bellicor model. You put him on a Dreadnought base, which is, I think, just a little bit smaller than his current base. Actually, no, it's the same, right? The Redemptor Dreadnought base. You take his wings off, and you just mount multi-meltas on his shoulders. Boom. Brutalis Dreadnought. We did it. That's the secret technology there, everybody. Advancing Demonettes up onto Objective 2, so no banner on the objective, unfortunately. Those Nurglings are unable to place it. Those little swarmy boys. A little bit worried about deep strikes in the back corner here. I guess the Flamers are probably making things difficult. This does feel pretty aggressive from Doots, pushing these Flamers up in the center. I wonder if the Flamers may be picked up and dropped from Bellicor with a Shrouded Step into the Interceptors.
Hysterical Frenzy on my Demonettes. Nope. Bellicor is going to try to teleport.
Ooh, failure on the Shrouded Step. Demons do typically have a ton of CP and not much to spend it on. Although Disciples of Bellicor actually have some sweet stratagems. But we are going to CP reroll. Looking for a 6 on that. Failed it again. That's what you get for not being Zinch. If that was a Zinch Bellicor, we would have passed that psychic test. With the +1 to cast Warp Storm ability. So these Flamers just going to be sitting here like an idiot. I imagine angling to try to hit these Interceptors in the corner here. That would have been a pretty strong hit. You're probably immune to a lot of return shooting. And if you could just remove that unit immediately, you relieve a lot of pressure off Objective 4. But not if you just fail the Warp Charge 6 ability. Those Warp Charge 6s, chat. Those are tough. Hate relying on those.
Yeah, I'll just... I'll smoke screen.
Okay.
So we're going to try to keep the Rhino alive.
So I'll start with the Demon Breath Spear, hitting you on 2s.
Well,
Or sorry, hitting you on 4s.
Yep.
2 shots. Here's the cannon. 4s and 5s. 2 at AP2.
Take that, Rhino.
2. And a stubber. 3 hits on 5s. 2 more, AP0. Okay. Next doggy is going to do the same thing. Here's the spear. 1 hit. 1 wound to AP4.
Yes, sir.
Okay, does 4. Cannon. 2 AP2.
Very good.
Good to go. And the stubber. 1 hit. 1 wound, no AP.
Sweet.
All right. Surely this guy can do 2 wounds to you, right?
We hope so.
Do I want to chuck the Havoc somewhere else? I don't think so. Yeah, so we'll just do everything in the Rhino again.
Okay.
Here comes the spear.
Stay strong, Rhino.
1 hit.
Yep.
1
Nope.
wound. Should just go through.
Shit.
Yep.
6
I don't know.
damage.
All right. Rhino goes down. He got his spot in the sun. The 15 minutes of Fane during the deployment step. So now the question is where you disembark these models. So Headstrong has got a really interesting conundrum here because he can place him in the front like he is right now. He has to make sure he wall screens out the Fleshhounds so they aren't able to engage that unit through the wall. But if the coherency gets a little bit funky, and you do potentially open them up to a charge around the wall. The other option is that you place them way far back behind the Rhino where they're out of danger. And that can... that will keep them safe, but they will be out of range to really contribute to the game too much. Yeah, so it looks like we are trying to screen them out. This last guy in the unit's going to be a little bit awkward. He may have to peek around this wall here. So he may enable a charge from the Fleshhounds, but I think Doots is still going to just go for the Strike Squad, most likely, because that's a little bit easier. Even though the Interceptors are much more valuable to kill. The Strike Marines are objective secured, which is good, but the Interceptors are so fast. Oftentimes, Grey Knights don't really need objective secured so much, because they are just going to be murdering whoever they touch in melee. The game plan is to fight you off your objectives, not steal them with OPSEC stuff.
That's not be like an inch from the wall, you guys.
Inch off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you fiddled with it, you'd get it. So I could just call it there.
That's pretty much all you're shooting.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, the flame is 12, but yeah.
Yeah.
12 the Warlock shot, so...
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so we can place a little bit aggressively with the second Interceptor squad. I do wonder if these Chaos Knights are in a little bit of danger. They do not have melee profiles, so getting engaged with a unit of Interceptors is a little bit scary for them. They do have the ability. They can't get, it's more difficult to trap them. They do have, being House Corvax, access to the stratagem that lets them move through models as if they weren't there, as well as terrain features, so they can shade through solid walls. But that doesn't allow them to fall back and shoot. So they will still be locked up.
Oh, these bloodletters, we're supposed to put a banner down, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate that.
I just assumed I did it. What else are we gonna do?
I usually say it as I move them, but I don't know if I did.
Alright, that's some 10 Dooters.
Yep.
Ooh, lose 2 in the detonation. That's a
Looks
little
like that.
bit scary. Doesn't feel great. That is about average, though. That's mostly what you'd expect. I'm curious to see how well this demon army can withstand the shooting from the Nemesis Dread Knights, because I do think the crackback here from the Dread Knights is going to be kind of impressive.
Alrighty.
We do have, I think Doots has done a good job screening out, especially if he makes his charge with the Fleshhounds.
So that's it for shooting.
But the Dread Knights are still going to have their opportunity to knock out
a
couple units. And these demon units, they do have that demonic invulnerability, so randomly they survive attacks that would kill a normal man, but
Could probably come around.
oftentimes they are not super
I think it's better.
survivable against heavy shooting.
Just go for green. So we're gonna charge green with Fleshhounds.
Here come the Fleshhounds. We do need a little bit of a tougher charge now. We have to go around the wall, but that looks like it's a easy go. Looks like maybe even be able to half-inch through the wall. Ooh, that's nice. So these Fleshhounds will be able to all half-inch off of the Gorehound in the front there. Or maybe not. There you go. Yeah, that one's a little bit easier because then... So the Fleshhounds can now half-inch off that front guy, which means they can stay behind the line of sight blocker. Putting the Gorehound in the back allows you to take saves on a model that you don't care about so much and then remove that model first. Gonna spend some time futzing with their with their positioning here. We can sort of starfish out from that guy, or starburst out, I guess.
Don't have any like heroic intervention strats or anything.
It would be kind of cute to use the. There is a there's a prognosticars upgrade to grant a heroic intervention once per game. It would be kind of cute here.
All right.
I think Doots also may want to set up a situation where he can maybe consolidate back into Holy within 6 of the center to get that Reality Rebels. Not sure he's going to be able to do that so well, though. yeah, sure.
Okay, so
The half-inch, the big bases, especially the long bases, like big bike bases, is always real silly. I almost, if Doots isn't trying to get his models into the 6 of the middle here, I may have liked to have seen a like a full committal on that charge.
that works.
Excuse me, chat. We can go around the side here and get engages over here. I wonder if he could fan a model out far enough to get to that objective.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really change anything. The banner's still
So
placeable
they
on
should
that
all be able to
objective,
fight.
so
It's gonna be 16 attacks.
it doesn't really do too much. Would be useful if there was a mission
Ooh,
action to
threes.
perform, but not today.
Ooh. Moving on 3s. Oh man, AP2. Look at that. Lucky.
Noise.
Blubbed out, unfortunately. Didn't actually kill those Grey Knights. We did use the demonic, the double demonic terror ability. So those guys will have to take a pretty potentially lethal morale check. Although they're down to lead 6 on the last 3 models, so it's actually only a coin flip that they lose it.
Spend 1 to reroll 1 and wound. You're a 4-up in combat, or is that shooting?
It's a 5-up in combat. The first number is the shooting number.
Sounds good. Go back up to 2.
It seems to me we're gonna sock a couple of these guys with the Strike Marines, and then probably just smite the rest of the unit into oblivion.
Just roll like me, you'll be fine.
Range stats on melee weapons? I don't know if it works quite as well for Warhammer. Because engagement range is such a big thing. Engagement is both good and bad, and getting extended range on your weapons is always awkward. I actually just don't love unit engagement to begin with, but it is what it is.
Cool. And then you just need morale on green and blue over here. You're going to be -2.
Okay. So green, I lost 3. So it's 5, so I need like a 3 or less.
Yeah.
So
So already
okay.
Get a VP on that Nourished by Terror. Good start.
They're leadership 7, right? Because they don't have a Justicar.
Yeah, they just got it. So
okay. So me for scoring. I got 2 for Death and Zeal because you weren't on an objective. It's going to turn out to be 4 for Reality Rebels because you killed the 2 models that I had outside of 6 of the center. And 4 dudes ran, so that's 4 on Nourished by Terror. And I'll pass it over.
Yeah.
I agree, chat. I think as much as it is, the fight phase is a skill expression in 40k. I do kind of wish that there was no pile and consolidation. And you just everyone within 6 of an enemy unit, they just swing, and then you do call it a day.
No, so I'll pass it back to you.
All right, so big turn from Doots. Clipped out almost basically a full unit worth of Marines from his opponent's army. A little bit more so.
Ran, right?
One guy ran from there. So one guy ran from here, one guy ran from here.
Yeah, but you're -2 combat attrition.
Oh, combat attrition as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Do the Grey Knights ignore modifiers? Do
Am I immune to combat attrition? As not Space Marines.
It's actually a great question. I have no idea.
Okay. I think we should know no fear.
That would make sense, I guess.
Yeah, you ignore combat attrition modifiers, so the 2s you rolled would have been fine. Yeah,
that's really good. Okay,
that's right.
They shall know no fear, not
no
even
fear.
Any little bit of fear.
Okay, so that's actually 2 for Nourished for me then. My bad.
So good. I think I'll get
no fear. No.
the Grandmaster +1 to hit.
No fear. I think all told, pretty solid first turn for Doots.
Yep.
How are we feeling about this game so far, chats? I am interested to see. I mean, I think the ball is largely in Headstrong's court here because Headstrong has the range the advantage in range. He is, obviously the War Dog Brigands in the back are going to be huge this game. They have, like we talked about, very good profiles at dealing with the Nemesis Dread Knights, or at least plinking them down over the course of the game. But they're a little inconsistent when actually killing them, because it is a little tough to actually convert the Demon Breath Spear attacks. So, I think Headstrong can just sort of sweep the center of the table multiple times and try to maintain control of the objectives on his side and then go from there. Headstrong does have the benefit of bottom round 5 scoring, so that is going to be super useful. Now, I also wonder if Doots with that aggressive position on Be'lakor
Yeah, it just moves 12.
may be able to lock these guys down with a Warp Locust unit coming in. Especially if it's a tanky unit like the Beast of Nurgle. They actually probably don't take any damage from an Ospec scan. Because of the Beast of Nurgle have that ability where anytime they have taken wounds by the end of the phase, if they're not dead, they will just heal back to full. If you don't wipe a beast with your initial shot, it actually doesn't do anything. So they are a good kind of outlet for that. Yeah, it looks like we may have a little bit of a spot to jump in the back here. Actually, it might have been okay that the Flamers did not get teleported by Be'lakor, because they are protecting the Tormentbringer right now. If those Flamers had left, I wonder if there would have been the spot back here, maybe for the Librarian to gate Infinity into, and just burn that Tormentbringer with Mortal Wounds. So I think he could have gone here. Yeah, consolidation is very strange, for sure. Consolidating, like using combat bounces and consolidating in and out of melee is like certainly an unintended interaction of the system, and I think probably overall hearts it. So let's take a look at our predictions so far, chat. Folks over on Twitch. 93% in for demons. Hot diggity damn. Over 10k points on demons. One person voted for Doots to win this game. Or voted for Grey Knights to win this game. That is insanity. When you fight a Beast of Nurgle in Darktide, it's one very long shooting phase. I mean, basically. Maybe it's also just that, like, you keep almost killing it, and then it goes back to full, and you have to do that, like, several times over the course of the fight in order to kill it. Like, that's what its boatload of hit points represents. Maybe angling for a really long charge on the Tormentbringer. That is aggressive there. But these interceptors can use their little teleporters to pop through the objectives, or pop through the flesh hounds, so not that worried about it. So one interceptor unit going into the Nurglings. The Demonettes are objective secured, so I don't think they're not going to be able to take that objective unless they kill the Demonettes. Between Silencers on the Nemesis Dread Knight and their own Stormbolters, they may be able to clip them. Stormbolters are extremely strong against Demonettes because they're just T3 and on their 4+ invulnerability save. 2 interceptors going into the War Dogs. Try to lock them down for a bit. At least absorb one of the War Dogs worth of shooting and keep them locked in place for a turn. Certainly worth 2 interceptors for that.
Couldn't engage this dog from this wall, right?
Yeah, you said you're an inch off, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I come up to the wall, I could engage this boy.
Oh, if you came up? Yeah, I think so.
This is the Wounded Fleshhound, so just going to have to take a little bit of... We'd have to not do any damage to the unit in order to get that engagement. Would be nice. So may try to charge the Grey Knight, the Justicar into the center of the table. That is interesting, because destroying those units does give Doots more opportunities to score out on Nourishment by Terror. So, kind of feels like Headstrong wants to preserve those units for as long as possible. But he may also be just using it as a movement blocker for Be'lakor. Not that Be'lakor can... Yeah, Be'lakor can fly over you, but you can force him back by standing in the position where he would want to place his base. And that also will restrict where he places his demonic manifestations when the units start to come out of reserve. Would really love to see these Dread Knights come out. Start trading some shots with the Knights. Oh, here's a Teleport Assault. Or a Teleport Shunt. With the Stratagem. So burned out the Teleporter on the Grandmaster, the Nemesis Grandmaster. That's aggressive. We do get potential smite from the Interceptors into the Brigands. So we can try to whittle that outer War Dog down, and then maybe try to kill it with the Nemesis Grandmaster.
Yeah. That's not be.
We could just go for the Nurgling Swarms, but I'm not actually sure that the Grandmaster kills that unit. In fact, I'm fairly certain he doesn't. And burning your Teleporter out and not getting points on Teleport Assault is a real big feel-bads.
I'm gonna raise a banner with yellow. Just gonna let you know now.
Yep.
This one.
Wonder if the game plan is to Gate of Infinity the second Nemesis Dread Knight, since that has been pointed at by Drago's full rerolls. Then we get 2 opportunities to get a Teleport Assault. Psychic Test is going to be, or the Psychic Phase is going to be a big deal. We do have a potential 3+ an eye available from the Fleshhounds and a regular deny from them as well.
Yep. I guess I'll try to deny from the Torment Bringer. You got an 8, right?
Yep.
Yep.
This one.
That was one.
The smite from this guy would have hit this Nurgling or this guy? Because this guy's technically closer and this guy's in range, but is it range and closest?
It would hit the Nurgling because it's the closest unit that you have line of sight to.
Smites are weird like that. It is the it is a an idiosyncrasy of the shooting mechanics that allow that restrict units to hitting models they can see. When any other time that you're measuring range and line of sight to a unit, they're measured independently. So you can measure range from to the closest unit, model in the unit, and line of sight to any model in the unit you can draw a line to. Bit strange, but that is how psychic powers work.
We go 1 CP on Drago for 3d6 to cast.
Okay.
Let's start with Gate. Go for an 8.
Magic is strange, chat. For sure.
I'll try to deny from the doggies.
So Gate of Infinity. I'm gonna see if the Flesh Hounds turned it off.
No.
Not so far. Do we scorn it? Here it is. There it is. No gate for you, sir.
Sanctuary doesn't go off.
So both players have had their Gate of Infinity fizzle so far. It does cost Doots a CP, but Doots is swimming in command points right now. Benefit of playing demons, to be fair.
Doesn't go off. My Grandmaster, he will amplification. That goes off.
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything about that.
We'll just put it on to, I think I have this guy in range. Get it just out. We'll just put it onto this guy here.
Okay.
So that is good positioning from Doots. Obviously, the War Dog out in the edge here is going to be the one that's protected by Blessing of the Dark Master. So that model is much more difficult for the Grandmaster to get through, especially since he has +1 to hit. Does not help you in this instance, sir, unfortunately.
Okay.
But that will stack +1 damage on that guy.
These Nurglings.
And here we go to shooting.
Okay, so start of your shooting. Sorry, I'm going to spend my other 3 Warp Storms here to make everything outside of 12 -1.
So, you'll just get it.
Yep.
The Nurglings, in fairness, are already -1 to be hit, so it doesn't make a huge difference to them.
Gems on these 2. Okay, we'll pull. Yeah, we'll pull that. Those are 1 each, right?
1 each.
Okay. Exactly half the Nurgling squad.
Put everything into the units.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the permanent -1 to be hit is the Legion trait for Legiones disciples. For Astartes disciples, I should say. So the demons still have to pay the Warp Storm for it. If I remember my Disciples of Bellicor rules correctly.
Guys, let's put this. Dawnbolt is the 4 that conceal. Let's put him into the demonettes. This guy will go into these dogs.
Okay. So no minus here. Except for the dogs.
8 shots. He's in rapid fire. He's in rapid fire. I think they're on rapid fire.
Yeah, you got it.
15.
Oh, god damn.
Well, I had to make up for this Dread Knight apparently, but that's a lot of misses still.
Okay, 4 die. Let's see.
So I have to start worrying about morale for the
One
demonettes.
guy into the dog.
T4 on these. Good.
The green marine in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
Takes it.
My Grandmasters is going to throw everything into the War Dog that got amplified.
Okay, I'm gonna 4-up pinball him.
So rotate Ion
So
Shields
no rerolls against this guy.
from the War Dog.
Just one.
Takes it.
Damage. One more.
It's a solid hit right there. Ow, Plaza for 6 more. Jeez. Calm down, Nemesis Grandmaster.
It'd be nice if you didn't roll a million ones, but it is what it is. We'll just don't bolter him, I guess.
Those last 3 were 2 damage each, right?
Yeah, there was 6. That was 6.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Good call.
Blam.
Yeah.
Ouchie.
Amplified.
Yeah, but not going to get that teleport assault this turn. That is unfortunate. But I think that is a danger of
This is
teleport
the-
assault.
No,
It's a little it's a little dicey sometimes.
This squad will just put their 10 shots there.
Now imagine the ignominy here if this War Dog just goes down to bolt gunshots. The Blessing of the Dark Master, not enough to keep him alive from a bunch of random shooting. Yeah, I don't know, chat. I think maybe hoping that the bolters could go into the Nurglings, but that may have just been a missequence. Like, the bolt guns are much better against the lighter demons. In fact, bolt guns are extremely good against the lighter demons, so you don't want to have to throw them into War Dogs. But, to be fair, it doesn't look like it mattered. The bolters didn't convert on the War Dog anyway.
Oh. If you get the teleport, which is the big Sag. Yeah, just need Drago away. But
The,
that's what it is.
I think the big mistake there, chat, was that
we go-
we spent the CP to get the easy cast on Gate of Infinity, but got it denied by the Fleshhounds, and I'm not. I think Headstrong maybe wasn't considering the Fleshhounds and I in that game plan.
No reroll, so it doesn't really matter the order.
So if Drago had, like he was just saying, if Drago had just hidden in the back corner back here, he's not really in danger of anything, so he could even leave Lookout Sir range. And then teleport this Dreadnought over, and then that ensures the kill on the closest Dreadnought. The closest War Dog, excuse me. And that ensures that you score teleport assault.
Yep.
2 Dreadknights will almost assuredly kill that.
Oof, that sucks.
He wants it.
Oh, but I guess it doesn't matter so much. The Nemesis Grandmaster boxcars its charge out of Deep Strike. Easy game. Gotta score a bunch of points. Assuming he doesn't roll a bunch of ones and fail to kill this thing. Does have to worry about Bellicor. That's fair. 3+ invulnerable save. I don't know if you knew this, chat. 3+ invulnerable save from Servant of the Throne doesn't help you very much if you can't take invulnerable saves. So Bellicor would cut that guy into many little pieces. To get the one guy into the center, this is going to block off some demonic manifestations. And I do like, I really like Headstrong's positioning right here. He's going to have a lot of these little tiny Grey Knight units, this MSU Grey Knight composition, just running out in front of his army, ranging in front of the Dread Knights, and ensuring that the demonic manifestations can't come in the scariest places possible. That said, I think that Doots' game plan this game isn't necessarily to push into the heart of the Grey Knight army. It's going to be just to dominate the middle of the table. He needs to get... His secondaries are passive enough, and I believe that he has prevented, or he certainly has prevented, because he has OBSEC on Objective 1 over here, or Objective 4, excuse me, 2 banners from going down for Headstrong. As long as he can set up a situation where he can maintain that or keep that banner knocked down, get another banner up himself, and dominate the middle of the table with those Beasts of Nurgle, then Deuce is going to be in a pretty strong position. Because Headstrong does actually have to remove his army, and I think Headstrong's secondaries are a little bit dicier. Headstrong's kind of just going for tabling here. What is in reserve? We have a Fleshhound unit, a Flamer unit, and 3 Beasts of Nurgle. A unit of 3, I should say. In reserve for Chaos Demons. Ready to pop in at a moment's notice. So charges across the board onto the Nurglings. Gotta watch out for those Nurglings. They're dangerous folk. Now, I wonder if like a cheeky charge here could be from these guys into the Nurglings. They just go here. Wait for these models to kill the Nurglings first, and then use the Pile and Consolidate to touch this Brigand. Because you can engage with one model and put another model at coherency. And that would ensure that you make the charge, rather than rolling for like the 7 it is to get over into the damaged Wardog. If you hit the damaged Wardog, I think you could touch both Brigands, though, and that's a little bit better. Keeps them both stuck there for a turn.
You know what I just realized?
What's up?
My this brigand here killed the rhino, so he should have been Trans-Hitman the whole time.
No.
That's my mistake.
Oh, if he kills the... it gets a killing blow, right? Not deal the wounds.
I can't remember if he actually has to deal the wounds or if it's just 5 wound models. You might be right, actually, because I think there was only...
I did think he was Trans-Hitman. Should have called it out. That's okay. We'll remember in the fight phase now.
One Grey Knight boy.
I guess I'm not sure that it matters a huge deal, because this Grey Knight, one converted attack from the Grandmaster should kill it, almost regardless of whether or not it survived a little bit. So yeah, question here is whether this Justicar can kill both these Fleshhounds. Honestly, he only needs to kill one, to be fair. Leaving the Gorehound alive would be annoying, because it's it's good for Reality Rebels, and it's good for denying, but it's also doesn't kill you back.
So yeah, you should have been Trans-Hitman that whole time. Ugh. That's a dummy mistake.
That's what you get for playing Chaos Knights and Chaos Demons army, you know? Too many rules.
I knew there was a reason I saved him for last. You're shooting.
Alright, we'll swing first. We'll swing with the green guy.
Okay.
Interrupt here would be pretty brutal on this guy. 3 wounds going through, though. Oh, knocks the unit out. Absolute Chad.
I can't believe I lost that fight. Oh well.
That is a point on Destroy the Demon. In fairness, 5 Fleshhounds is like worth dramatically less than 5 Strike Marines, right? That's like 25 points less. You can't be that upset.
Big swings are just swipe. I guess we'll do swipes. I need to get 1 turn. I guess Trans-Hitman, right?
Yep, Trans-Hitman, no rerolls.
Alright.
Alright, here comes the 4 pluses. Oh, that was a good start. Only string at strength 6, though.
What? 6.
And these are -2, and this one mortal wound afterwards.
And they're 3 damage each, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy probably lived. That sucks. Yep. Okay, yeah, I'll just roll for the explosion. He does not explode. I'm going to spend a CP. It's on a 4-up. He'll come back to life at the end of the phase.
Ooh.
And I fail.
Loves the strat to bring him back to life. So that is a big score on Teleport Assault there for that Grandmaster. Unfortunate for Doots.
-1 to hit.
Just gonna 16 attacks. 4 0-1s because of the Grandmaster.
T3.
7. 1 mortal wound.
And the Grandmaster charging got them into their reroll aura too.
1, 2.
And that will exactly clip the unit. Oof.
So 1.
Oh no. Grey Knights
3.
are
3. Yep.
doing a great job purging the demons so far.
Good roll.
This is a remarkably strong crackback. And I don't even think that Doots is realistically in threat range
So 15 attacks.
of most of the opposing army.
One more one matter, but 6 saves.
Yep. Then. Alrighty. I owe you morale on my demonettes.
Yep.
Oof. So that was a slap.
Fail. 3 left.
Down a brigand, 2, all the Nurglings, and a unit of Fleshhounds. Ooh, and most of the Demonite unit. Yikes. Those Demonettes are pretty good in that fight against the Strike Marines.
That was go Teleport Assault, thankfully.
A full unit of Demonettes should clip out 5 Space Marines, kind of no problem.
Dogs, Nurglings, and Nurglings.
And then destroy the demon taking up as well. Oh no. This has been a slap. Game's not over yet for sure, especially with the amount of reserve that Doots has currently. But that was a little dangerous there.
Got a 5er.
Doots getting a 5 on Warp Storm does herald a another potential regen. Now we also have the Zinj Flamers over here ready to go, start to punch people. Punch people with their 12-inch range fists.
3? It's like the middle and build the unit on it.
Yep.
For 8.
Yep.
Let's see what Doots can pull out here. Could go for a real long charge and then the Nemesis Grandmaster. Would love a Slanesh Warp Storm ability to post one charge that. Would be nice. But I think he does have to go around this wall, so I think that would be a very difficult charge. Getting that charge would be huge, but it seems pretty unlikely. Also going for an 8 potentially on the Nemesis Dread Knights over here. Now he can also he can just warp locus in a bunch of dudes to pin in those Nemesis Dread Knights. But again, he does have to walk into that Auspex scan in order to do that. And the downside there is that Bellicor really loves to take the middle of the table. He loves to be the one scoring Reality Rebels in the middle because he's so tanky. He's so difficult to pin down both in melee and shooting. So he's largely able to dominate the center, and especially against these little tiny Grey Knight units. They're going to be able to sort of hit above their weight class against Bellicor, but Bellicor will just kill the entire unit when they go to the swing back.
Interceptors are not OPSEC, right? So that's still mine. Yeah.
Grey Knight's got a slight points cost reduction. I think some of their infantry dropped a couple points, and they lost a couple points on upgrades. I think the Dread Knight specifically got a points cut on their teleporters. I think their teleporters come built in for free now. They don't have to spend points on those. But, I mean, largely the Nemesis Dread Knight build is the strongest one for Grey Knights. So I don't think it's a shocker that we're seeing a lot of them in play. But then also, yeah, as Disposable Hero points out in chat, Armor of Contempt was huge for them because they're largely AP 1 to 2. And Armor of Contempt putting them down to AP 0 to 1 was really brutal for them. But being able to shoot through Space Marines just fine works out for them. That said, they did see. I think they got sort of a side grade on their secondaries. Purifying Ritual is sort of a non-starter. It's not terrible, but it's very difficult to max out easily in Arcs of Omen. But that said, Teleport Assault is pretty good. It's a big risk, big reward kind of deal.
Okay. Nothing else command phase. Let's do moves. First off, let's see where this guy goes.
The Chapter Master from Bellacor's Warlord trait's going on the Flamers right now, chat. So dudes might be going for broke, trying to knock down a Nemesis Dread Knight with Be'lakor. Okay. That wasn't a great turn one. Just pushing for the big kill on an 8-inch charge would be really nice here. Although that does put Be'lakor in a kind of a weird position on the table. Bellacor's threat range isn't phenomenal. He only moves 12 inches. So he's as fast as the Interceptors, and if the Interceptors just refuse flank him and teleport to the other side of the table after Be'lakor commits, then Be'lakor's just kind of sitting around doing nothing. Especially if Headstrong can confirm a Gate of Infinity off the other Nemesis Dread Knight that's over there. He may lose one if Be'lakor gets engaged this turn, but the other one will just come chill with Nemesis Grandmaster and probably blow up a bunch of stuff. I wonder what the likelihood here that Be'lakor kills both Nemesis Dread Knights is. It seems pretty low. He does have 6 attacks. It should take 3 converted to kill each Nemesis Dread Knight. I don't think he can possibly get engaged with the second one, though. So he may try to shoot the second one to death with Shrouded Stepped Flamers. That seems a little tough. I think there's. I don't think there's a way we get both of them without a manifestation here. He does have the aura placed for manifestation.
Your Auspex, do you take any penalties to hit?
No penalties.
Okay.
Can you take Warp Patrol or Interrogation? You can. And Psychic Interrogation is not very good in Arcs of Omen. It requires you to have line of sight to the character that you're interrogating. So your opponent can deny it, at least for a couple turns, and at that point it just becomes worse than Warp Ritual. And Warp Ritual doesn't fit very well with the Grey Knight's typical game plan, because their characters are all Terminators for the most part. They're very slow and kind of precarious. And they also oftentimes hold the support abilities that Grey Knights need. So they don't want to be performing actions. The benefit of Purifying Ritual is that all the little units could do the action. Which means that, you have a lot. The breadth of the models that you could potentially be scoring the secondary off of is much, much greater. But the flip side is that it is a little tough to get off now.
The intent here is this guy's touching.
Actually requires the enemy to have line of sight to you. Really? I don't know if I had internalized that.
advance these flamers. 17.
Oh yeah, that is true. That's that's wild. I wonder if that was an intentional change. Psychic interrogation seems like a mess now. Your character has to be visible to enemy characters, but the leadership value that you beat is any character within 24. So the one that sees you doesn't have to be the one that you roll leadership against for the command point generation. What a confusing nightmare of a secondary. Wow. Good stuff, G-Dub. That's incredible. How does everybody feel about Thousand Suns right now? I think they are, they're fine. Seems like the general consensus. That seems like a lot of armies in Arcs of Omen. There's a lot of armies that are like, well, they're okay. And that may be because the meta is relatively new, so some of the more interesting Wombo combos haven't quite been worked out. Oh, here comes the Flamers. Now, the Nemesis Grandmaster is not eligible to perform the interception, I don't believe. So you don't have to worry about that guy. You do have to worry about the other Nemesis Dread Knight with full rerolls. That would vaporize most of the Flamer unit, unfortunately, for them. But I like this drop over here.
Count 3 0-1s. I'm getting about 16 hits, 8 wounds. It's close. Kills like 1.
Yeah. 1-ish. Give or take a.
So I think we're dropping the Flamers and considering an interception.
Would do it too, so I might just do it.
Sure. So going to Flamers.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so here come the interceptor shots. Blam, blam, blam. Oh, that was an insane wound roll.
More. All right, so I'm going to roll these a little bit at a time.
Looks like they do have the 3+ demonic invulnerability against.
Okay, there's the one.
Ranged attacks.
And
I
I'll
hope they
probably
keep
just
them
roll
alive.
These. Jesus, 5 wounds. Okay. All right.
Take 5 damage. Oh my god. So one Flamer goes down, and I think it's going to make it difficult for the Flamers to one-shot the Interceptors. I think the game plan here for Doots was to try to kill that Interceptor unit and pull Headstrong off of that objective. So he doesn't necessarily need to push into the center. Now, he does have shooting at that one Justicar in the middle to remove that guy, so Headstrong doesn't lock that objective, which would be kind of disastrous. But he was hoping to drop the Grey Knights down to a 4-point primary, which I think would keep Doots solidly in the lead here. But it's looking like it's going to be a little tough.
And he will smite. Fails. Okay. Let's do some shooting. Yeah, so I'll start with the, I guess I'll just do these flamers real quick into these guys. 5d6. 15 plus 15 is 30. 4 is because I advanced, rerolling.
So here we go, just trying to burn these Interceptors down. This
And 3s.
likely kills the unit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
12 AP 2.
Yep. See ya. Get out of here.
Dead.
Wouldn't want to be you.
Okay. Let's go to this Brigand. We're going to do Melt a spear and stubber into green guy, and the cannon into these guys.
Nope.
So I'll start with the cannon. I think on 4s. 3s. 3 AP2s.
One cover, so I'll stick on him.
Before we go too far, you have to roll your Nourish by Terror over there, right?
I sure do. Thank you, Trevi.
That does. That is required to happen.
Real quick. Nothing unnourished.
Immediately.
AP2, right?
AP2,
So
yep.
Yeah, he's
He's
good.
good. Yep.
Takes a little.
Okay, stubber going into middle guy.
Woof.
Hit. 1 wound.
They 5? Oh.
It should be 5. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So,
Spear.
slowly but surely, blinking off these
Get there. 1 hit.
individual Grey Knight models.
1 wound should kill him.
So vaporizes the Justicar.
Okay. This guy, I think we're just going to go everything into these two.
Now that one does not score Nourished by Terror, because these are
start
not
the cannon.
Legiones Demonica units. Which is a little interesting. Bit of a anti-synergy between the Chaos Knights allies of the Disciples of Be'lakor. Terrible roll into the Interceptors over here.
Does the damage. Spear. Miss. Stubber, 2 hits.
Oh my god.
Okay, wow.
That was a prodigious number of ones. We did finally get one Interceptor down.
Alright, let's do these flamers. I'm gonna slow roll these numbers. 3 is fine. I'm going to CP reroll that 1 for number of shots.
The CP reroll on the Flamer shots is clutch. Hey, got 4 additional attacks out of it.
So 16.
It's a very good use of a command point reroll, to be honest. Especially for demons, which kind of have low value command point rerolls. So getting additional 5 strength 5 hits on somebody, or attacks on somebody is pretty solid. Nah, not that many hits rolls. We're hoping for some big numbers here, and that wasn't that great. Only 10. We need a real flub here for this unit to die. No, that's not what we got.
Okay.
Yeah, I think once that Flamer went down to the intercept, that was actually a pretty clutch intercept on Headstrong's part. It didn't seem like that big a deal, but the fact that the Flamers got their saves were so abysmal, basically confirmed that those interceptors are going to be holding down that objective this coming turn.
Probably should have killed more over here, but
I think it worked out, right? Because you were able to charge and stuff. Anyway, let's keep trucking along here. So we're gonna charge.
All right, let's roll some 8s on these charges.
First.
This is
It's just teasing me now.
Be'lakor missing the charge by 1.
CP.
If only he was in a Slanesh army. Could have made that. CP roll into a 3. Yep. That is unfortunate. Needed that 8-inch rerollable
Alright, well.
to lock in the Nemesis Dread Knights. Hopefully the Beast of Nurgle will be able to do it, but that is kind of the downside of Be'lakor, is that he is oftentimes kind of stuck behind his relatively tepid movement speed, especially when compared to the... I guess not so much compared to the other greater demons, because he's about the same speed as they are. But he doesn't have the same kind of level of board control as they do. Especially in this list where he doesn't have any Bloodthirsters to tank hits for him. Do get the Beast of Nurgle in there. They are strength 6 and AP 2, so they do have that good profile hitting Nemesis Dread Knights. The problem is that their weapon skill sucks.
Alright. I think that is all of that. Yep. Alright, so I'm just going to swing with the beasts. 18.
Now, I think we can potentially pin this Dread
just
Knight
rerolling ones from Be'lakor.
into the corner which I think I would love to see Doots do here. And at least just force the
6 mortals.
the drop, the Gate of Infinity out of melee.
And
Which
then
can be scorned of sorcery if Headstrong gets a little spicy with his casters again, like he did last turn.
Yeah, force. Okay, 10 AP2s. Or that many AP2s.
4 ups. I think 6.
6 and 6. Oh, alive on 1. Look at me
Feel
go.
my pains.
Oh, yeah.
I need
Oh, almost got it. Leaves the Dread Knight on 2. Oh,
Oh yeah, that was all the time.
that's
Oh, yeah.
close.
Yep. Base you there.
Yes, he will punch you.
At least the bottom bracket means he's not swinging that many attacks in response. His weapon skill does not degrade because the Terminator in top doesn't actually
It's not gonna matter.
take the damage.
Yep.
Yeah, I think literally did not have
that's
enough
my stuff.
enough attacks to kill a Beast of Nurgle, so they just
I'm gonna
automatically
get
heal back up.
reality for just 2, I believe. I killed you off an objective, but I didn't take one from you. So I think that's just 2. Here, do the banner, nothing unnourished. Where do you?
Command phase. I guess this one Dread Knight here is gonna go the juice.
Yep.
So not a great turn from Doots there. Effectively didn't really accomplish any of the things he wanted to. At least he killed the unit off objective 2, but that unit was going to get vaporized anyway. If he had made both these charges here, could have clipped both Nemesis Dread Knights out and then pushed the home objective really hard, but that didn't end up happening. So Granite's going to continue to sit on 8-point primary and tick up their banner score. Score's looking pretty close right now, but Headstrong does have that tertiary lead, which is going to be pretty important. Now, I do think that Headstrong is going to... He's going to front load a lot of scoring, whereas Chaos Demons tend to back load it. Being more of a melee-oriented army does mean that Demons tend to get more powerful as the turns go on, just because they are able to start to get units into melee and start to clean up models, but also Reality Rebels. As the game kind of explodes out from its starting position, Reality Rebels tends to get higher scoring. Like this positioning here, the Interceptor's pushing to get a charge through the wall, and this one Interceptor surviving from the 2 in the center, now able to hold down that objective by itself. And I mean, I guess we could try to like flamer it to death with the Gore Hound. He has an AP1 flamer. Let's go. Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight pushing forward into the War Dog Brigands. Oh, can he make another charge here is the question. But I think the other question is how we're going to confirm our teleport assault, or continuously confirm our teleport assault. I guess we can probably teleport this Nemesis Dread Knight out. What do we hit with it? I guess like the blood letters, maybe? Probably makes sense.
Let's go. Get back here. Fine. Yeah, we'll spend 2. this guy.
Here comes the Dread Knight. Yeah, so I think gonna be trying to go for the Bloodletters. They do have that 4+ demonic invulnerability, so it is a little questionable whether or not this guy actually wipes the unit. That would be brutal for Doots if he did. He has the Flamers over here and the Torment Bringer to contend with, because we do have these two ladies who are chilling on Objective 2, who are going to be able to hang out on that one for a while, and at least they lock it in for now. Which, interestingly, is pretty strong against all of the deep strikes. Because the Grey Knights are relying on either 9-inch charges out of melee to get onto objectives if you're screening them off of it, or shooting you to death. If the objective's locked and they can't break it until they get to it, and they shoot you, then they cannot then charge, so you'll maintain control for at least another battle round. Until they get the opportunity to move over and steal it. How are we feeling about this game so far, chat? I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to get real scrappy real soon. That turn from Doots is really, really bad. And the turn from Headstrong was very good. But I think there is the potential here that things could get a little dicey for Headstrong. If he rolls even a little bit below average this turn, and starts letting demons into his lines, things could get real awkward real fast. He is going to be kind of relying on a bunch of 6-inch charges, and he has no CP to reroll anything, so... if he walks into Scorn of Sorcery for his important spells, or he just barrels some stuff, there's a lot of failure points in the normal Grey Knight's game plan, and I think we're going to see that come into play. Now, the other benefit of, or the other downside of Be'lakor not porting in over here was that, or not making this charge over here, was that there's no Corn Demons, I think, threatening the deny past this objective. Yeah, so as long as Headstrong pushes his characters a little bit farther back, there's actually no 4+ an eye on them right now. So he may be able to confirm his Gate of Infinity with impunity. He might have to walk into it to keep this to get the wounded Dread Knight targeted. Now, I think things are going to go very poorly for Doots if he is able to get that Gate of Infinity off. But if Doots is able to stick those Beasts of Nurgle in melee, and they can kill that Dread Knight, which they should certainly be able to do in Headstrong's turn, then they can push forward, and maybe we see Doots actually pick up the second Dread Knight too. We ready for no toughness statistic? I'll believe it when I see it, chat. That sounds like such a wild... There have been a lot of wild rumors that lately that have ended up not being the case. And that sounds like one of them.
Yep.
Big events.
Ooh, so here comes the Psychic Epitome. So we're going to just try to Mortal Wound down Be'lakor for a little bit. $40k is the last in-production GW game with toughness. I mean, I guess, like, potentially with a toughness statistic. But not with, like, toughness equivalents, right? Like, Lord of the Rings has defense, which is effectively almost precisely toughness with a different name, because they had to be different for a New Line Cenobi to be happy. Markiplier, it's Headstrong's birthday. What? I did not know that. Happy birthday to Headstrong. We'll wish him a happy birthday after the game's completed. Now, I think hilariously, if we go for a commit on Be'lakor right now, which it looks like we might be trying to do, get interceptors in there, Get mortal wounds and shooting from the Nemesis Dread Knights and the Brotherhood Librarian. If we get this Gate Infinity off the Nemesis Dread Knight, we charge into Bellicor. If we're not too careful, the Beast of Nurgle do have a 6-inch heroic intervention, so they could make it back in and just ace that Interceptor squad. Beast of Nurgle will almost certainly kill an Interceptor squad. They have so many attacks, AP 2 damage. Very good profile at murdering them. Yeah, we definitely need some Ogre grenade boxes in there to blow them up for sure. Wow, just going all in. Everybody's gonna drop some mortal wounds into Bellicor over here. Poor guy. He doesn't deserve that. Looking for smites and pew-pews from the Stormbolters. Unfortunately, they do wound on 6s because he has -1 to be wounded. So it's not the most exciting shot, but you might as well take it. It's not like the demons are going to shoot you or anything on the swing back. Oh, we are just falling back the Dread Knight. Yeah. I actually cannot fall back far enough for the Beast of Nurgle not to intervene. But falling back does let you... I guess not so much because Drago is pushed really far forward. The Tech Marine does not have Gate of Infinity. So if Drago wants to cast the gate, we are going to be walking into a 4+9 for Bellicor.
Yep.
Nope. Back out 2 times.
So I want to point out, Headstrong very low on time right now.
We'll go for... Burn some smites. We'll throw a smite here.
Okay.
From blue. Goes off.
Yep. 2.
Remember when these just did flat 3 against demons, chat? Good times, am I right? Just burn down Bellicor with a bunch of
just tell me where. Is it these guys?
a bunch of massive smites.
Okay.
Blam, blam,
yeah,
blam.
2.
Ow. 5 damage already from 2 smites. Disgusting.
3, go. We'll throw a smite.
Scary part here is that you have to save the denies for the support powers, so kind of get these as a free roll. It's a benefit of having so many Psychers in your army. There are benefits and drawbacks to having
Gate on a 7, right?
all the Psychers. You give up a Whore of the Witch, but on the other hand, you make your opponent's denies really tough.
It's 18-inch range, just so you know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pull this guy out.
Oh, and we did get the gate off. Oh, no! Are you serious? Ah.
Might be tight.
That is unfortunate. May need an angle on that base. I think he can probably fit him.
Base is measuring weird.
I think you just literally need to rotate him better. Yeah, it's like probably fine. Oh no. This is a disaster, I think, for Doots here. It's all coming apart. Not like this, chat, please.
We'll go for Librarian. He'll throw a... I'm out of range from his Psychic Flame or whatever, so we'll just do the... We'll start with the Smite. Doesn't go off. Vortex. Oh, 11.
Vortex closest?
Yep.
Okay. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, so we're hitting the Beast of Nurgle again, it looks like.
6, right?
Oh my god, leaves him alive. But almost killed him.
Get a little smite here.
And this smite here would be clutch just to actually confirm the kill on the
Librarian's
Beast of
done.
Nurgle so he doesn't heal back. Nope. Saves it.
Librarian's done, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Well, unless I have CP.
You gotcha.
Nope. Grandmaster will try and do Amplify.
Eat bolt gun!
Doesn't go off.
8 bolt gun indeed, chat. 8 storm bolter.
I think that's the. We'll go to shooting.
Go heal.
Good old Beast of Nurgle, just
Oh,
tanking all that
librarian.
damage.
So let's do a Melta.
To my
Yep.
Bellicor? Yep.
Yep.
4
the
plus
wind.
wound on him.
Vulcan time. Blue.
Okay. That's these guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So only clipped 5 into Bellicor. I think a little bit of a misposition on the Librarian.
Ooh.
Didn't get him get all of it, let him
Oh,
get
yeah,
all the
strap
psychic
there.
powers on him.
Takes 2.
But he does take 2 damage from bolt guns? Oh no. And being 20 wounds, he is able to be seen through obscuring terrain, so we could just also dump this Nemesis Dread Knight into him. In fact, we could dump all the Nemesis Dread Knights into him. Not that we would want to do the one that's on 2 wounds, because that guy would probably have trouble actually hitting. But this could be dangerous for Bellicor. And then Bellicor going down would also remove the Warp Locus. Although, we can Locus in Flesh Hounds right next to these Nemesis Dread Knights. Which is something, at least.
Take it.
That's
Love to
2
make a
damage.
save.
Oh,
Yeah.
he hops it.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Warhammer? No, nothing, sorry.
Yep.
Grandmaster
Yeah, also
shooting?
shooting the Grandmaster.
Okay.
Okay. Just everybody get them. Everybody dogpile on Bellicor.
Okay.
Aces the saves against the Psy Cannon. Oh yeah, look at that -1 to hit come into play there. Bunch of missed attacks and wound rolls. All right, Grandmaster, that's what you get. Stop blowing up brigands. And then here comes the shots into the Bloodletters. Yeah, so the kill on the Bloodletters here is going to be clutch. I thought it was going to be a little bit dicey for the one Nemesis Dread Knight to do it. He has 18 shots with rerolls, but he's got to get through a 4+ demonic invulnerability. So even if he converts 100%, which is unlikely, he doesn't kill the entire unit. But 2 of them might do it.
Rerolls, kill the shielding.
Yep. Three. Okay, 4 left. Let's put this on me.
Stay strong, little Bloodletters. These guys surviving is huge. 1's alive. Only the Blood Reaper. Jesus. Grey Knights are banishing demons with the best of them right now. Absolutely disgusting. May see that guy auto pass morale here for 2 CP. Which is probably not an expenditure that Doots really wants to make, but he might be forced to.
If we do some charges, Grandmaster.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna need you to fail this time.
Here's the moment of truth for Headstrong dice.
No,
That does not look like a success, and Headstrong is out of CP.
What?
Oh, he does have a built-in reroll. No.
Oh.
Okay, that's
all right.
Blue will go into Belgium.
Yep.
Fortunately, that guy is buffed up to the 9, so I actually think him failing that charge doesn't do too much. If the War Dogs run away and then shoot him, he's just going to teleport closer and serve it over the throne all the damage away. So the War Dogs have to, I think, come in here and try to clip out these 2 Nemesis Dreadknights. And if they can do that, then we're playing with gas. Between them and the Torment Bringer, I think they have a pretty good chance at knocking it down. Or knocking both of them down.
What happens. Nope.
That guy did make a 9-inch. He just raw dogged a 9-inch charge last turn, though, so, you know. It is what it is. We'll see what these interceptors can do against Bellicor. I actually don't think this fight goes very well for them. Bellicor is not -1 damage against melee attacks, but they do.
I'm gonna actually spend 1 for Transshipment here.
Ooh, no auto pass on the Blood Reaper. Gonna burn the CP for Impossible Elegance on Bellicor.
Two models.
I'll take 4.
Yep.
Ow.
You get the bracket. That's all right.
Goes down to only 5
okay,
attacks.
On me.
But he is still hitting and wounding on 2s.
So,
and he rerolls his own hit rolls. So we could see Doots burn a CP here just to try to confirm the kill on this unit, because they do automatically die if he converts his bacon swing into them. Would love to see Bellicor just burn this unit down and then continue forward.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's rolling terribly. Did he rolled 2 sets of 1s into 1s? Chat, what? Oh my god. Brutal. Fortunately, Bellicor does impose the -2 leadership on these guys, so they are currently -5. So it is a 50-50 that they run here. Oh, and they do? Oh no, sorry, that's for the Blood Reaper.
So -5.
Yeah, let's roll the dice there. Nope, looks like they succeed. Oh, no! That's exactly the worst case scenario for Doots. Bellicor is not only has taken a bunch of damage, but he also remains engaged. That's wild. Just rerolls a bunch of 1s into 1s into their attack rolls there. That's super unfortunate for Bellicor. Doots' dice really trying as hard as they can to get him to lose his game.
Sorry, your morale phase, I'm going to spend these 5 Force Storms to heal. Bellicor. It's 1. The Flamers. Heal 1. I think that's all I had.
I don't think he's going to be able to smite his way out. They do have a 5+ damage ignore against mortal wounds.
All right.
So that unit will most likely not die. He does have a Torment Bringer over here who could help, but that's not really what she's here for.
So I'm on 1, 2.
Plus, Grey Knights are good at denying psychic powers, so it's not looking great. Yeah, that was.
I don't think the home objective's sticky.
I got a War Dog on it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's a Chaos Knight there.
Yeah.
That went almost as poorly for Deuce as it almost possibly could have. I guess Bellicor could have randomly died to guns or something. But he lost the Bloodletters. Bellicor got engaged. Didn't dice his way out of melee. It was very unlikely those interceptors survived that combat. 2s into 2s with a bunch of rerolls available to Dudes. It's just unfortunate. But we'll see what Dudes can make out of it.
All right, so what are we on? This is only turn 3. Yucky.
Do have to worry about Headstrong's clock here a little bit. He is down to 24 minutes at the bottom round 2. His clock use has been very long.
That's not going to matter at all. So I'm not going to do anything there.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. Not to mention, I mean, Bellicor already had failed an 8-inch rerollable charge, which like isn't, you know, it's a coin flip. So you can't be you can't be that upset that you failed that charge, but it is sad that that Bellicor was stuck there. We left the other Nemesis Dread Knight on 2 wounds after the Beast of Nurgle had their way with it, so it didn't quite die. And then was able to get the Gate of Infinity to get out of melee through the deny. It basically just came up headstrong, but, you know, however, Doots tried to make things interesting. Headstrong just said, nah, man, I'll be fine. We'll find a way. Life finds a way. Yeah, Grey Knights do hurt on clock use for sure. I do think it is, it's a lot more straightforward in 9th edition than it was in 8th. 8th edition, Grey Knights are brutal on clock because their psychic phase was so complicated. In 9th edition, they kind of just do their thing and then go from there, but it definitely, the fact that you have so many small units and that each of them is operating independently in multiple phases definitely hurts, for sure. Oh, I don't think this is over. It was just an unfortunate turn, chat. I think if dice are in Doots' favor, both of these Dread Knights should go down this turn. And the Beast of Nurgle can start pushing through the center. If he gets super lucky, because he has the hit rerolls on the Beast of Nurgle over here, they could actually just kill all 3 Nemesis Dread Knights. Which is pretty good. The Grandmaster is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with, but if you're not worrying about any other shooting hitting you, then you can kind of play in the Sprinkler against that guy. Belly would love to smash. Belly's like that bird in the meme. He's like, let me smash.
Towed that Grandmaster in. Well played.
Tormentbringer, where are you going, girl? I think the hope is that we shoot the 2 Wound Dread Knights to death with the Flamers. We still have the Demonettes on this objective who are holding down the fort. Proud of them. So the Flamers can kind of do whatever they want. They can string out if they need to cook themselves a Nemesis Dread Knight. And then hopefully between the Tormentbringer, who she does have Slothful Claws, so she's swinging with kind of an insane melee profile. She's at, I guess, only Strength 4 with her base attacks, but AP 2 3 damage. Pretty good. Do I see Bellicor as a trap list for demons? I think jury's still out. I think it is at least as good as the other unaligned demon lists. I think like the Slanesh builds are solid. The Tzeentch builds, I think we haven't seen much like iteration with Tzeentch builds, but I think the Tzeentch builds are possible. You lose out on melee, your melee sucks, but it might not matter if your shooting's good enough. So yeah, and then I think Disciples of Bellicor is a good alternative to that. There is the potential that it's better than regular demons just because of the flexibility it gives you, but losing the Bloodthirster is brutal.
Let's do some psychic stuff. Tormentbringer's going to smite on 11.
Hey, got the big super smite. Way to go, Tormentbringer.
Big 6. I'll take it.
Oh my god. That is a good start.
Bellicor is going to...
You may actually be able to bait out the Sigil. No, I think all the War Dog shots have to go into this Nemesis Dread Knight. Could actually just kill both these Nemesis Dread Knights cheating at this point. Depends on how the Demon's Breath Spears go.
Tonight,
yep. I don't care about anything else from him. I don't think.
Oh, we failed our charge at the interceptors over here, actually. I totally didn't notice that, chat. That's huge.
I'll do
I was I was paying attention to that Bellicor fight, but this is enormous, the fact that these flamers have survived. So automatically this objective is going to flip, regardless of whether or not they do anything. They may be able to get some lines of sight into the interceptors back here, and if they can flip 1 or 2 flamer shots in there, they can drop that interceptor unit to below real combat effectiveness. So they can kill 2 interceptor units right now.
These 4 flamers in here.
Yeah, here we go. And break a banner and flip an objective. So they're, regardless, Headstrong's going to be down to a 4-point
7
primary.
plus 12 is 19.
Oh, that's huge, actually. Ayo. Are they actually just like cooking this guy alive? Well, good thing that Doots committed on that one interceptor because he rolled so bad. Doots' dice really not helping him, but fortunately he didn't need to roll that bell.
Let's do these.
All right, well that banner's down, and I don't know if that banner's coming back up. I think actually it looks like it may not be. There's only going to be strike marines back there. The interceptors have to actually steal the objective away, and they're not going to take that if a flamer unit's sitting on it. I guess it may require the Grandmaster Nemesis Dread Knight to turn around. Wow, these dice rolls for Doots have been brutal. Oh, that one was okay, actually.
7.
All right, cooks the Nemesis Dread Knight. See ya.
They don't blow up, do they? No. War dogs. We'll start with the guy in the back. Just everything here.
Now, I wonder, the question for me here is whether or not these Beasts of Nurgle declare a charge. They push forward, or they turn around and try to extricate Bellicor. Bellicor should be able to confirm this combat by himself. But getting the Beast of Nurgle into the Brotherhood Librarian would be a big deal right now. That charge looks a little tough. It's probably an 8er. It's a 7. But, you know, Doots is owed, right? That's how math works?
And the stubber. 5s. Get in the box, please. Nothing. Next Dread Knight, same thing. Or next, Dread Knight. You have Dread Knights. I have War Dogs. Spear. 1. That will probably kill you unless you use CP.
CP.
Yep. Nailed it. And 3.
Oh, down to 3.
And stubber.
That is 1 Slothful Claws conversion from the Torment Bringer.
2. No AP.
What a profile this lady has. She gets what, like 12 attacks?
Okay. The Torment Bringer is going to
stuff?
smack you with a whip. One at AP 1. Okay. I think that's that, as they say. Charges, we're going to go Torment Bringer into here.
Ooh, is that a flub?
No, we're good.
Not quite. Those exacties. Oh my god. Oh man. That was close though.
We tried.
Almost flub.
Alright, Beast going in here. Oh my god.
Beast's not going for the Librarian, but turns out that made sense because at least their charge is really easy. I think the problem is that Doots wants to get them into the center for Reality Rebels. And he's not quite doing that with a 3-inch charge. Getting them onto the middle objective would be huge too, because they can cover that objective with their heroic intervention. And the interceptors are not objective secured, so if Headstrong wants to trade with them, then he's going to have a tough time. But I think once they kill the interceptors, they should be able to get onto the middle objective. They just won't have They may not be able to get wholly within 6 here, but we'll see. This Beast of Nurgle squad is looking pretty good. I do think potentially all the smites in the back here may be able to knock the Beast of Nurgle out. Between the smites and the Psychic Epitome Librarian. Not representing an interrupt for Headstrong, so Doots can start wherever he wants. Looks like maybe we do get only within 6. The consolidation is going to be awkward because the consolidation then starts to push the opposite direction towards the Librarian.
It's going to be super tight. All right, 18. Where's your rolling? 2 mortals. And that many AP2s.
Oh, look, I'm dead.
Yay. Oh,
Doots has not been rolling his nourishment, I think.
just barely. Over here. I'll start with the claws. Two at AP2. Yeah.
And there goes the other Dread Knight. Huge. Okay. So it didn't get all the Dread
Alright, so real
Knights, but
quick,
it did get 2.
I needed to roll on these for nourished.
Yeah.
They would have been -2. So I'll get a point there. Over here, I'll get a point, and then here, 5, 6, 7. You would have been leadership 7, so that actually goes off as well. So that's 3.
Oof.
And then actually,
That's big.
That one guy.
Stacking it up.
Are they
And this-
leadership 9?
This does feel like a game chat where, like, at each turn we're gonna
so
call
it's
it for
even-
one player or
So
another.
that's 4 there.
I do think that Headstrong has a pretty good opportunity to knock down,
Reality
if
is
not
gonna be
Bellicor,
cool.
the Beasts of Nurgle in the center, or at least most of them, if not the whole unit.
Death and
Because I think he can
Zeal.
kill one in the Psychic phase and then maybe get one in the melee with the Interceptor squad. He may also just go all in on Bellicor.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Doots has forgotten to place his Flesh Hounds. So those are going to be dead in the warp now. Which also doesn't look great. So, you win some, you lose some, you know? I guess,
God damn it.
yeah. You just noticed.
Alright. Flush hounds are dead.
Yep, goodbye, Flesh Hounds. And I don't know if that actually scores out Destroy the Demon for the Grey Knights. It might not. Which could be a little bit of I guess a silver lining in the cloud of messing stuff up for Doots.
Yesterday goes to super rerolls on these interceptors.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Yeah, you have to destroy them with Grey Knights units. So if they just kill themselves, it actually doesn't score out, which is a little funny. Belly is a trap. They hit Belly for 12 damage last turn, and they didn't even try. I mean, they tried a little bit. They gave him an Interceptor squad. So, Dude's huge turn that turn. Reality Rebels getting big points. Dude's representing an either an Overwatch or a defensive stratagem and an interrupt right now. Not that I think he has many interrupts he needs to worry about, so he's probably going to be potentially saving an Overwatch for these Flamers. If the Interceptors come in here, you can dunk an Interceptor on the shooting, and then potentially keep the Flamer unit alive, which would be huge. We could also drop defensive stratagems on the War Dogs from the Nemesis Grandmaster. That guy's going to be an absolute truck. He's going to be wandering around the backland of the table for a little bit, I think. Not really much of this demon army that deals with him efficiently. The fact that there's less appreciable indirect fire now post the indirect fire nerf is huge for that guy, because that was the biggest downside of that. The ability to redeploy. The Sigil of Exigence, excuse me.
That'll be just a long
because he could drop behind line of sight blockers when he declared him as a target, but if you had anti, or if you had indirect fire weapons, he would still get hit. So I guess Astra Militarum may be able to still kill that guy. But otherwise, most other factions have real trouble because he's just going to effectively immune to the first set of ranged attacks that goes at him.
Just 6s.
So I think we are lining up to try to kill Bellicor this turn, chat. The bonbons are tough if you don't sort of full commit into them, and it doesn't look like that's what's happening. So the Librarian's placed himself behind the wall here, so the only thing that he has line of sight to is Bellicor through that obscuring terrain. So he's going to be able to dump a bunch of mortal wounds to Bellicor. There is a non-zero chance that, depending on how things go, that guy alone might be able to kill Bellicor by himself, which would be unfortunate for Doots. But that is what Psychic Epitome gets you. If that's the case, then, or if he drops him low, the Interceptors may be able to roll into some mortal wound. What's up, everybody? We are back at long last. It has been a roller coaster ride of emotions. I've now lost the ability to run Tabletop Simulator almost entirely. So we're jury rigging ourselves some live coverage here for this game for the T5S2 Invitational. We're on Doots' POV now, and we're just gonna watch from this angle for a while. I'm gonna have to restrict myself to not clicking on screen. I think I'm gonna mess that up at least once. I'll make sure I have my telestrator on, so at least I'll have that for me. But I'm certainly gonna click on the stream at least once. I'll try not to, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's up on a 6.
I'll try to deny that one. Yep.
The Strike Squad next to Bellicor. It's up on a 6.
Might as well try to deny this while I can. Yep.
Is that all you denies?
I've got one more back here that could deny this guy.
We'll go with Librarian. No, I don't want Smite with Drago first. So the 5, 6, and this will be 7.
So the hits keep coming for poor Belly Boy.
Yeah, let's go with the Mortal Wound Librarian. We'll spend 1. Stays on 3d6.
Yep.
I'll do is Purifying Flame.
Yeah,
So I guess on an 11. So I think that's D3 plus 3. Well, plus 4. So I'll be 5.
Okay. Only 5 mortal wounds.
And then
Bellicor down to
Vortex.
4. Unfortunate for the big man himself. I think that
need to not roll double 1.
Will get him. There it is.
Good.
And that's Bellicor removed. He has been finally banished from this plane of existence.
Very good. I'm gonna go for 8.
That does mean that the mortal wounds didn't get directed into the Beasts of Nurgle.
I should definitely save it for some charges.
We might see one Beast of Nurgle get knocked out against the Interceptors here. I wonder if the shooting targets them. We could kill one if we dedicate the shooting from both remaining Dread Knights into him. I'm not sure that a single Dread Knight reliably kills a Beast of Nurgle. They do have to. It depends a lot on sort of how their cannon shots, the side cannon shots convert. Because any spillover, for the most part, doesn't really matter. So Wounding on 3s with the Psy Cannon, assuming that they hit everything, which is already a little unlikely. They're then wounding on 3, so they should get 4 through to convert, and then you have to get 3 through with the Silencer in order to actually remove a 7-wound Beast of Nurgle. So both of them shooting probably kill 1. We might kill 2 if there's additional shooting in there, and if 2 go down, the Interceptor should be able to pick up the 3rd one. But if you don't kill the second one, things can get a little bit awkward. And if we don't charge into those guys at all, then the Beasts of Nurgle are just going to kill those Interceptors, I think, for free.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. Go ahead.
You're going to the Flamers?
Yep.
Okay.
-1 just because of this dense here.
Nothing. These guys, Stumble is into the... Yeah, we'll Stumble some beasts.
Yeah, so the Stormbolters don't have anywhere else to go than the Beasts of Nurgle. And they are actually... The Stormbolters are sort of... It wouldn't feel like it, but they are actually some of the better weapon styles at shooting Beasts of Nurgle. Because you don't care about your weapon AP. So yeah, I mean, this is like a perfect roll right here. 7 wounds hitting on that 4+ save. Only 2 get converted. So actually, that's not that big of a deal. But it may mean that one Dread Knight can one-shot a Bonbon here.
These guys. Range 1.
What an interesting unit to engage into, these Beasts of Nurgle. They're not like... They have a very tanky profile, but it's not like the tankiest thing in the world. It's not like we're firing at a super heavy or something. But if you undercommit, they're just so awkward to remove.
Yeah. Dread Knight. Yeah, how to shoot beasts. Bow the cannon.
I'm dying without my theme music here, chat. Let me get that back going on.
Takes 2, which kills a guy.
Time is looking rough for Headstrong for sure. I will not. I'll certainly contend that it is not a not a consideration. There is a potential that if this turn is backbreaking enough, he may not need to do too much. Like, the amount of actions you have to take over the remainder of the game get exponentially less as things go on. So, you know, depending on how the Grandmaster ends up going, 1 Bonbon down, he might run over to a War Dog, and if he knocks a War Dog here and can continue to sort of plow through that flank, then Matt doesn't really have to consider everything. The hardest units in the game to interact with are the Beast of Nurgle and Be'lakor, and Bellacor's already dead with Beast of Nurgle, maybe soon enough. So I do think that he's likely cognizant of the time crunch.
I'll CP that. Good.
It's like a CP reroll. Keep the Bonbon going. Stay strong, buddy. Thought that was a wound roll. That would have been terrible. Oh, great wound roll, though. Got to make 3 out of 4. 4-ups. Nope, kills the second Beast of Nurgle. Exacties. That is unfortunate. Down to 1. And I think that should be good enough for the Interceptors to remove. From there, we mostly just have the Knights and their Flamer.
Always do the long charges first. We'll charge here. I feel like you always roll good on the shit charge first.
Yeah, right.
Superstition. So we'll roll into the guy. 7. Makes it. Oh boy. I should have probably rolled this one first.
Because you said something.
Yeah, that's it.
Dicebox can hear you.
Fuck it. Alright, we're going for an 8.
So this looks as there's a CP reroll to get into the War Dog, and he makes his second Boxcars charge of the game.
2 12s from that guy. What a maniac.
Oh my god. He's just rocketing down that flank of the table. So yeah, we'll continue to knock out War Dogs left and right here with this big old sword.
What did we say? 2 guys could see?
Considering an Overwatch from the Flamers, I believe there is a wounded Interceptor, and I think that alone is probably worth taking the Overwatch shot.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
touching. Over.
Because that's so much expected damage from that unit that you get to remove. Because not only are you getting rid of the attacks and the raw damage that the attacks can deal, but you're also removing mortal wounds potentially from that Tide of Convergence on 6s. Are we winning? Well, one of these players is about to win this game. The jury's still out on who it is. Are we behind the camera winning? No, not really. This is, unfortunately, I have to apologize again for everybody in the chat. This has been a technical disaster so far. Kind of unmitigated, unfortunately. But we will be able to finish the game on stream, which is good. Looked dicey there for a sec, but we got there.
2 wins, right? Yeah, okay.
Here's the church. They made it. Charge of the beast.
Yep.
So, we did knock down a demon monster this turn that should rocket Headstrongs, destroy the demon, score up to a 7. His teleport assault should... he didn't score it last turn because he the bloodletters ended up getting killed in morale. So that's going to be a little tough to max out.
AP3, right? Which is 6s. I didn't make any.
Yeah, these like
6
whole
damage.
damage. 6 whole damage. Let's go.
He's tired after running all the way over there.
Check out. Over here.
Yep.
Got 7 attacks.
So at least we leave the War Dog alive. Definitely, it certainly does not want to stay in that melee though, which makes it awkward to hold
2
down that
mortals,
objective.
3 saves, 2 damage each. So kills this guy, and then 2 more. Kills this guy, and then 2 mortals. Yeah.
Flamers survive. He did clip one guy with the Overwatch. One guy down to 1, so we may be able to hit that guy because these Flamers have so many attacks.
Yep, so Beast.
Did we pull the Pyrocaster there? That's unfortunate. Losing out on that unit champion attack.
All 6s.
All right, Beast. Get him. Ooh.
Rerolling.
Spirit of Bellicor.
All right, so not bad. 4 mortals and 2 at AP2. Kills 3 potentially.
This is an awkward situation where, I mean, the mortals are theoretically better than the raw damage, but the raw damage doesn't feel quite as good because those mortals get ignored on a 5+. Or the mortals, I should say, don't feel quite as good.
These guys got 4 from him and 6 from the other 2 guys.
And that was
It's 5 and 3 mortals.
is that an interrupt? Oof.
Okay.
Just gotta raw dog this big beast in Nurgle. Oh, looking good so far. Oh my god.
Fucking nail these.
So
I
that
need 1 more.
he has to pass 1 more save on a 5+ here for the beast Nurgle to survive.
I will see.
And he has a command point to re-roll.
Does this matter?
He is forcing morale on that unit right now.
Can't draw it anymore.
Unfortunately, he's not going to have the objective. But
I really need those stupid hounds.
if the Beast of Nurgle survives here, he can shoot the middle free The Beast Nurgle just gets killed next turn, I think, by the librarian. Yeah, there you go.
I'll get 3 Citizens Zeal. Oh, you get swing with your flamers.
Yeah, flamers, I guess. Back to me.
Interestingly, I guess the interceptors in the center now do not need morale if the Bonbon's not there, because the Beast of Nurgle was removed, reducing their leadership. But if the Beast of Nurgle goes away, they find the heart to continue fighting. Oh my god, and the flamers whiff out. Oh, these dice from Doots are just so bad. At least the flamers are... Okay, I was going to say at least the flamers are sticking around. Oh, actually, they might be okay. They're a 7 base, I believe. And only 2 of them died that turn because one of them died previously. So they are actually fine. Only a 6 would run them because we removed the Pyrocaster, unfortunately.
No, I think they're good. Because you only lost 1 guy, you're only lost 1 right now. Yeah.
I'm good. So I got 5 points for killing Bellicole, 1 point for killing the Beast.
Yeah.
I think that's all the demons I killed this turn.
And you got Death and Zeal.
Yeah. So would you?
Bellicore's just worth 3, right?
No, Primarch's a 5.
He's not a Primarch, though.
Oh, he's not Primarch?
He's just a monster, yeah.
Just a monster.
Just a monster. He's just a monster.
7, right?
He is such a monster, though.
Just -2.
Although not this game, he just got vaporized.
Math is hard.
Poor guy. Dude, still in the lead, though. 10 points up, although he is scoring first here. His banners continue to tick up. Should get 2 more banners this turn, up to 5, I believe.
I just needed 1 more flamer or a beast. Sucks. All right. Banners. Did you already mark me for that?
Yeah, I just put you.
He can lock Headstrong to a
So let's do Warp Storms.
4 again. Assuming he can hold his home objective, which gets a little bit tough. Yeah, he's been getting a lot of Warp Storm, but it has not really helped too much. Yeah, so he should... I mean, the Flamers...
2 CP, though.
The Flamers that are in the top left can maybe go to the center and burn that unit down, although they're trading for it. And I think at this point, the score is going to get so close that Doots wants to conserve his units and prevent Headstrong from getting points on Destroy the Demon. Now that the center objective is clear, though, those holding it would actually be a pretty big deal. The problem here is that this Grandmaster representing that Sigil of Exigence is just so impossible for Dudes to be able to position around. He doesn't have the multi-phase damage that you need to sort of threaten that guy. Did he score for the Fleshhounds, chat? I don't know if he said it. He has killed 3 for Bellicore. There's another unit of Fleshhounds. 2 Nurgling units, so that's 6. The Beasts of Nurgle, so that's 7. And then there's 2 more floating.
This is turn 4.
Yeah, I think it's only 7 right now.
So
I just want to clarify the score for Destroy the Demon. It should be at 7, right?
So the Bloodhounds that didn't come on, I get 1 for those, 3 for Bellicore.
So they have to be destroyed by a Green Knights unit from your army.
They do? Okay.
Yeah, so I think those guys in the Bloodletters, neither of them would count because the Bloodletters ran.
So it should be 2 Nurglings, Bellicore,
so far. And
2 Nurglings, Bellicore, 1 unit of Hounds.
That should be 7.
Okay.
There you go, chat. That's an interesting secondary. I was a little It makes sense. The selection makes sense now. And I think Headstrong thought the Bellicor scored the 5, which seems like it would make sense, right? Like Angron scores a 5. Surely this 450 point like Greater Demon Prince guy should score a 5 for that secondary. But I was side-eyeing it a little bit when he locked it in, because this Demon's list does not have a lot of individual units in it. And it certainly does not have a lot of like non-infantry units, which is really what you're trying to score it out on.
Come back.
What's the question? Sorry.
Just a quick question. If I have a strat that lets me move through models as if they weren't there, does that mean I don't have to fall back if I'm within engagement range?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. You're still in engagement range of an enemy model. You just get to, your base can pass over their base.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
All these corner case rules come out of this matchup chat.
I don't think the extra heals are going to do me any good here. So I'm just going to go for leadership debuffs here. So an extra -1 leadership.
Destroy the demons, can score up
this guy is here.
the 2 flamers and the demonettes.
Go.
And the 3, the transweavers were 3. So you can score 6. Up to a 13 potentially if he tables. It's actually not that bad.
Oh, it looks like that.
Trying as hard as we can to keep these demonettes alive. Please don't shoot me. I think that Headstrong's basically a lock to get that 12-point bottom round 5 primary. But if Doots can hold him to
I think I'm just toast here. That's fine.
If Doots can hold him to a 4 this turn, goes up to 46. Probably 3 is a Death and Seal. If Doots gets 2 on his own Death and Seal, he goes to 57. So we'd go to 46, 48, 60. Bottom round 5. If Doots gets another 4, he would be up by 2. Plus secondaries. I feel like we missed the Reality Rebels at some point. Because Doots got a 3 last turn. Yeah, I think we should be higher than Reality Rebels. Did the score for Reality Rebels get tallied last turn? Or did we lose that in the transition?
I should have had a...
You got a 3, right?
3, a 2. It was a 3, a 3, a 2, and a 4, I think.
What you think that? You can post what you saw your score up.
If I remember correctly. I had 1 3, 1 2, and 1 4.
So it was up to 9 when the stream dropped last time.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it's another 3.
Yeah, I think that the 6 was for round 2.
6. Is my Nourish correct?
Yeah, for round 2.
Yeah, Nourish was what it is. I'm looking at the end of when it crashed last.
Okay.
Nourish was at 6, Banners was at 3, but now you've gained 2 more for next turn, and then 9 for Reality.
Okay. What about my Death and Zeal? Was that at 4?
You're at 7.
Okay. So I just didn't score that last turn. Okay.
Yeah, I think it must have cut out before the end of your last turn.
Okay.
Or that's when it saved.
All right.
All right, good stuff. That lead looks a little bit stronger now. Yeah. I thought he had higher scores than that. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. So, yeah, Headstrong. If Doots can hold Headstrong to a 4, which I think he can. Headstrong goes to 46. He scores 1, 2,
12 and rotate.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 banners. So he gets up to 9. So 53. 3 more Death and Seals. So 56. 3 more Death and Seals at the end. So 59. Plus, he probably gets at least 1 more Teleport Assault. And then assuming he maxes Destroy the Demon, that'd be 65, 70.
Where he was, basically.
So likely score for Headstrong is only a 70. If Doots can push past the 70 here with Reality Rebels in his back pocket and 2 banners active, which I think is basically a no-brainer. I think Doots is actually looking to win this game right now. He needs to fall back with these 2 flamers back here because he needs to continuously contest this objective. Yep, that's a good move.
Guys can just go here.
To keep Headstrong low on primary. And I do like the move here. He has to get the 2 War Dogs outside 3 inches of the heroically intervening Nemesis Grandmaster. So one of them had to go behind that wall to continuously OBSEC it. OBSEC Doots' home objective. Because the home objective does not lock in. Not that it makes a huge difference. If it would have broken anyway if Headstrong just murders everyone over there. That does open up the Grandmaster to potentially kill 2 of them at the same time.
Slow release just in case. Number shots.
Good shot roll on this Flamer shot, though.
Just
we got another
16
one in there.
and 15 is 31. Sometimes this box does terrible, nasty things to me. Alright, just 12.
Ooh, almost survived that shot at the center objective.
Did
so
you ever just occur there?
That objective is nullified.
Okay,
no score on Nourished by Terror.
That will get me.
And that is the entirety of the turn. Yeah, I think you might be able to shoot the Nemesis Grandmaster at this point and just let it trigger its Sigil of Exigence, because where it is, like, it's at sort of the scariest point of the table it probably could be. That said, I think the healthy War Dog is behind the wall, so it actually doesn't have line of sight to that guy. Dagoodoc.
4, right?
Thank you for the follow.
Yes, if you will.
Gotta get that teleport assault this turn. Wouldn't be shocked to see a Gate of Infinity on the. We also have 2 CP in the bank, so we have a teleport homer on that last Nemesis Dread Knight. We could drop all the buffs on that last Nemesis Dread Knight. Or no, we can't. He's out of range. But we may see a 2 CP teleport shot from him just to kill the Flamers in the bottom corner and score that 5 points. Ooh, go to the middle. Spicy. That is a spicy meatball right there. Are we pushing for this top right objective? I guess the demons are worth more than the brigands are. So if the knight shooting can clip down the Flamers to low enough, that the Grandmaster can charge into the Transweaver and blow it up. That is the maximum score that Headstrong can be getting right now. Oh yeah, the shunt back here seems really good. We have an easy shot into those demonettes, and that scores the 5 points for Teleport Assault immediately. That is the way that that Headstrong gets out of the situation, is that he needs to max that Teleport Assault.
I basically won't react with this one.
Okay.
Gudok, exclamation point Discord gets you in our Discord server. There's a ton of great Necrons players over there. If you're looking for some advice. And we play games all the time, so if you're looking for online 40k, we got that in spades. Literally, constantly. Right now we are, for such as it is, we've had some technical difficulties this evening, but we're commentating the T5S2 Season 6 Invitational, which is the biannual competitive tournaments. The season ender for competition that we run over on the server and in other communities as well.
CP. We'll do a smite from this Dread Knight back here into the ladies on the objective.
Okay.
That's -6.
6, might as well try to deny that one.
So the kill here on these ladies actually would let the... If the smite goes off...
Yep.
oh, never mind, it didn't. If it went off, it could shoot that. Let that Nemesis Dread Knight just shoot at the Transweaver. And there is a non-zero chance the Transweaver just falls over and dies with the sight cannon shot. But it looks like that's not going to happen.
Strikes.
Yep.
The 2 interceptors up by the 2 flamers will smite. Goes off.
Yep.
Oh, 3 mortals onto those flamers. Leaves 1-on-1 wound. May just kill them in shooting now. Doesn't even have to charge and eat an Overwatch. Easy game. Those poor flamers are so put upon. They've been getting killed by random bolt gun shots all day.
We'll extend his range.
Okay.
We'll start with Flame. So that'll be flat 4. And Vortex. Goes off.
So the Librarian going ham on the flamers right now.
So that's 4 more. And then it'll do 1 damage to here, 1 damage to these.
Okay.
Okay, these guys out. Oh, no spells there. Drink done. Okay, going to shooting. These guys, let's put their stumble as well.
Yep. Dead.
This guy is just gonna shoot. Oh, I really don't want this one guy to live.
Yeah, I think you just have to commit the silencer into that model.
Yeah, these guys are just gonna put all
Might
their
be
Vulcans
even be
into
worth
the
just firing everything from the teleported Dread Knight into the single Demonette. As weird as it
-1
sounds.
for Dents there.
bigger rolls.
Oh, look at this wound roll!
Okay.
From the Strike Marine squad into the Flamers.
2.
2 damage clips of Flamer there.
These guys are gonna
These poor Flamers, man. They've already suffered enough. He's already dead. Stop.
Okay.
But they've just been getting hit so hard by these Stormbolters this whole game. That Stormbolter, I mean, I've been saying it all game, but the Stormbolter is basically like the quintessential profile to hit against demons because you don't care about the AP value of your weapon. And your strength almost also doesn't matter because their toughness values don't tend to be super high. So strength 4, AP 0 is absolutely fine. And that the high volume that Grey Knights can get them, that's huge. So we do knock out that Demonette. Looks like we are going to be scoring the 5 points for Teleport Assault from that Dread Knight getting shunted over. Can Headstrong squeak this back? A couple damage getting peppered around the remainder of the demon units over here. And these are actually the last demons left on the table, besides the... like I said, they are technically the last demons left on the table, but there are also 2 War Dogs for the Disciples of Be'lakor.
Yep.
But Headstrong does have to try to clear this objective. If he lets Doots get an 8, I think it might be, the lead might be insurmountable. But if he can get that Transweaver, it's going to be huge. Chat, there are 5 Fleshhounds in reserves, but Doots had forgotten to manifest them, so they are destroyed right now.
That's all you're shooting, isn't it?
Yeah, I just have the Call Me Melon from the library.
God damn it. I'll CP this.
Well, he has 12 more shots coming in as well, by the way.
I know, but I have to try.
Yeah.
Okay, so do your other shots. -1 to hit. Okay.
5 or 6?
T5.
5 saves, 1 damage.
Nope. Okay.
Oh, and there goes the Transweaver, so that is
everything.
3 points to destroy the demon. And Headstrong now has effectively free reign of the table. Knocked the... well, I guess Objective 2 is locked currently. Oh, nope, there you go. The Grandmaster makes another big charge, and we'll be able to go touch that objective and probably kill those 2 demons. Is that the end, chat? Up to 52 thanks to Teleport Assault. Destroy the demon should be up to... should be +4, I think. Or +5, so it should be up to 12. I think he's maxed it, so it should be 13. So he would be up to 58. And I don't believe Reality Rebels gets cut. Raise the Banners can continue to tick up for Doots, but Nourished by Terror is going to be tough to squeak out. He has to force casualties to morale now. He can't kill people with demonic units. I do think that may clinch it for Headstrong. Oh my god, this game's been insane. So Doots gets a 4, up to 69 points. Very nice. Gets that 1 banner. The other banner is broken.
Yeah, man.
And all Headstrong has to do right now is just score his 12-point primary, and he would end up taking it. I don't think that there's a way that Doots prevents that. Especially since Headstrong's about to go to 2 CP, so Doots says he can teleport shunt, even regardless, irrespective of any advance rolls, he can teleport shunt onto an objective if he needs to.
I remembered my hounds.
Yeah, hounds
I would have had
maybe tied this flank up like easy.
I would have had another 4 plus another 1.
Yeah,
so
can't forget your
points.
reserves, chat.
That would have been
Doots had a terrible turn on
seven, so
his round 2 was
77.
awful. I think he just forgot about the Fleshhounds, or his that battle round was really terrible for Doots. So I mean, it's totally understandable, but it is unfortunate that it happened.
Would have been a lot closer, but yeah.
Yeah, I would have corrected you.
Yeah. Yeah, not the matchup I wanted. The secondaries just
I
suck
can
in this matchup.
Yeah. I was like, ooh.
It was either like Nourished by Terror or Assassinate, and I knew I was just never going to kill the characters.
Yeah. What else could... I guess that's not real.
I guess I could have tried Warp Ritual, but like against Grey Knights, it's like, you know.
It's rough, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you could have sat in the middle with Bellacar and stuff and just brought everything in. And maybe just try and your load up.
Yeah, it's like, as you saw, like it's just not that durable.
Yeah, I guess you didn't know you were going to get first. If you knew you were going to get first, then it probably might have been all...
Yeah.
Ritual might have been fine.
Yeah.
Good game, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That was we were like desperately trying to math out what the final score is going to look like throughout the last round there. It swung so wildly, it was insane.
Yeah, I just needed one thing to survive. If I would have had the chariot survive, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah. And then there's
the Grandmaster just nailed the charges he needed.
The Grandmaster was absolutely MVP this game, right?
This like he literally went here to here to here.
Fucking round the world, bro. Oh man.
You should have just as the last action of the game, just shoot him with one gun so he can teleport back to where he started.
Exactly.
Someone in chat said, "Headstrong, it's your birthday," and asked me to wish you a happy birthday. Is that?
It was yesterday.
Oh,
it was yesterday. But
happy belated birthday.
That's why I was so slow playing, because like a combination of being a little sick and hungover. Like,
oh sure.
Oh my god, I'm just like my brain is just like chugging along. I'm like, oh my god, can I math together how to play Grey Knights again?
Yeah.
Like I've not had many reps since. Anyway,
I mean that was Deuce's plan was to give you the win as a birthday present. So.
Yeah.
See,
mission accomplished.
Yeah,
nailed it.
It worked perfectly.
Yeah, if Doots didn't remember his house, he probably would. It's gonna be super.
Or like half my rules in general. Jesus, like the -1 to hit on the chariot and the trans-hitman on my other guy. I mean, he probably would have still died, but yeah.
My Grandmaster rolled 3 1s, and he already had the average, but I think I got like maybe 1-3 in there at some point. I can't remember.
Oh, there was one like Gatling shot that did like 6 damage, and you had like 4 3s to hit, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the silencer.
Yeah. But they don't say it be like it is, but it sure do.
It do be like that sometimes, for sure.
Well, I hope chat enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Did I ever kill you in combat? So maybe it wouldn't have mattered because maybe did I kill you to the wound? I can't remember. I needed like 5.
Oh no, I think you like blew him up in melee, right?
Yeah, I think I got like 3 through, which were like 3 damage each. So.
Yeah.
I'm remembering Trans-Hitman, so.
Normally that dude is like way more annoying, and he takes the pressure off Bellicor for a turn, but it didn't happen.
I really don't want to go after the War Dogs, but like, just this positioning, I was like, fuck, now I gotta go after them the whole game. I just wanted to ignore them.
It is interesting that like they were sort of like big zeros on both of your secondaries, because not only did they don't give up destroy the demon when they die, right? But they also can't score you Nourished by Terror or Reality Rebels.
That's why I didn't care about it. Like I didn't worry. Like the shooting is like whatever, but I just didn't want to really deal with them. But I ended up having to deal with them because I basically wanted first and then just not worry about any of this garbage. I was like, all right, I want first. I'll just do some like shunning, teleporting, trying to kill as much shit as I can, and like just move block or something.
Yeah, the War Dogs, like they can kind of score Nourished just by factor of forcing morale and stuff, but they were not in a good position to do that.
Yeah. And
then the one turn they killed like 2 Space Marines, and
yeah, it's tough against the the 5-man units with they should know no fear, right? It's just
I'm gonna be honest, I totally forgot about no fear. Yeah. I took Nourished because I knew Matt was gonna to combat squad, like as you do. Mm-hmm. So there'd be a bunch of leadership 7 units running around.
Right.
But I guess that kind of tipped me over the edge. If I remembered no fear, I might have just tried for something else. I don't know. Secondaries were kind of poopy here.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, I don't really give up anything like assassinates like the
right.
But you're never really gonna score max assassinate.
I think I would have scored about the same if I tried like no prisoners and like I said assassinate. Especially if I'm taking it, like I just never touch the characters.
I felt like one instant, like I wondered why you didn't like go after my mole librarian with the beasts, like
the beasts.
I was kind of in threat range, and I was like, I figured you would just come in and like trade for me, and I was like, I was pretty okay with that. But I guess but then you went for the middle.
Yeah, that might have been the play, honestly. Like in hindsight, just because that would have saved Bellicor. But
like he did like all of Bellicor's wounds.
But to be honest, like Bellicor doesn't really do a whole lot in this match, anyways. Because like if he goes into like a strike squad, and you see it coming, you just transhuman them, and he does nothing. So I went for the points just because I knew it was going to be a closer game, potentially. So I was like, I need to try to get Reality Rebels up.
I had to kill it. Like, he was 4 points for me. 3 for, well, I thought it was 5, but yeah, 3 for that, and then 1 for Destroy the Demon. So I'm like,
Yeah, it might have been the play to go for the characters. But even then, like, sometimes the beasts just flub too, and they just die in return.
Yeah, it was awkward. Just given the fact that like Be'lakor got bogged down by the Interceptor squad there, because Be'lakor I think wanted to be the one holding the middle for the most part.
Yeah, that was awkward for sure.
And he's like, I don't want to go back there. No, let me back.
I didn't even want to expose him that early, but I think I had to.
Yeah, if you'd made that charge on the Nemesis Dread Knight, I mean, the game looks totally different, right?
yeah, it's like
What I should have done was bring the hounds in here, and they would have had a 6-inch charge to here. Those interceptors. I didn't want to do it because I was thinking, I was like, oh, that's maybe too much, and they just instantly die. But in hindsight, maybe that would have tagged you up and maybe protected Be'lakor from return to Psychic. Maybe that's what I should have done.
It would have protected you, but they would have just like died.
They would have unlocked the intercept, right, instead of the flamers.
Yeah.
And they
how much is
way more damage.
Oh, I'm talking like turn 2, I think.
Yeah, that too,
yeah. When Be'lakor flew out.
I was so sad when I failed this like 6-inch charge here. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I was like, that's probably game.
I needed that. I really needed that. Yeah, once that happened, that charge phase, I was like, oh shit, I actually have a chance here.
Yeah, I felt like a 6 here, and I failed a 6 on this guy as well. I was like, oh
yeah, it was like the shooting phase of that turn. I think we were down for a minute, and I was like, yeah, that's game. Like, because this kills this kills this. Like these guys being here to knock this objective off was what kept me in the game, honestly.
Yeah. When I failed this, I was like, oh shit, well that's probably game. But then for some reason they didn't do enough. In all honesty, yeah. Again, I think you maybe should have just gone like 12 to here, because I only had like 1 guy on the objective. And you could like maybe advance, shot like 2 here and 2 here to like reduce this 3 men down.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. But it was going to be, it's like splitting hairs too, right?
Yeah. No guarantees, but
yeah, if I was just like, if I just play it super tight, like, good target allocation, I can really scrounge for this game. But hindsight's 20/20.
For sure. Well, good game, guys.
I was bricking it when this like one blood I lived as well. I was like,
oh yeah,
2 guys living here, 1 guy living here. I'm like, oh my god, my teleport assault's supposed to be a 315. I'm like, shitting it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could like deal with the stress of playing Grey Knights right now because of like, oh, I'll just shoot this unit and get a teleport, like nice teleport assault, and then they're just like, I made all my 6-ups, and you're like, oh no, that's so many points.
Oh no,
that's so many points. I would have a heart attack, I think. But Matt, congratulations on taking it down, making it to the next round. Thanks to both of you for a sweet game and bearing with me through all my technical difficulties. And
it's split out for the next one.
Yeah, hopefully. Cross my fingers. I guess that's what my tomorrow is gonna look like.
Some fans going on that thing or something.
Yeah. But and congratulations to both of you for making it to the top 16.
Yay!
Yeah. All right.
It was a great season, man.
Yeah.
I'm praying GSC somehow beat Dark Angels. I really don't want to play Dark Angels.
Oh, really? I was like, GSC, I hope I don't have to play that.
Oh, my list's actually good at GSC, because I have the off specs as well, and just...
That's true.
And
just like a bunch of little units, yeah.
Let's have like everything I have is like good in the GSC.
Alright. Yeah, having Stormbolters on everyone certainly helps. Like anything that remains on the table just gets vaporized next turn.
Yeah.
The GSC list is really cool though, so.
Yeah, it's a lot of Gene Stealers and stuff.
So many Gene Stealers, yeah.
But mortal wounds as well.
And 49 hand flamers.
Dude, the hand flamers just Did they like forget to add their points or something?
No, they're
They, like,
just
doing
3 points apiece. He just paid for like 150 points of hand flavors.
What a Chad. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm actually just sitting my whole army on cover in that matchup. Like, I don't think he has any like big guns.
He does have an excavate, so watch out.
Oh boy. Yeah, they're gonna just send my whole army on fucking train and just.
Enjoy, like teleporting the interceptors through the difficult terrain ruin. So you just like they're all slowed down. Get wrecked.
Or going anywhere in general with like a million GSC units running around.
Yeah. Cool guys. All right, I'll let you guys go. But thanks again for the game.
Yeah, thanks for the stream, man. Matt, thanks again. Great game, man.
Yeah.
Good luck in the next one.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Bye.
Cheers.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We are live with the T5.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching the game. Hope you all enjoyed it. I apologize again for the technical problems that we were having. Hopefully, I'll be able to figure out a root cause tomorrow, and then our streams for Friday will be unimpeded. But worst case scenario, the streams for Friday will still be on. I may either hijack some player cams, or I'll be on my other machine, which won't look quite as pretty, but it will still work. So we'll definitely continue the coverage, but it just I guess this the quality of the coverage may vary. Your mileage may vary. Thanks everyone for chilling and happening and watching the stream and stuff. And I will see you in the next one. I'm going to be live again on Friday. I think with the issues I've been having, I'm most likely not going to be live at all tomorrow. But Friday, we do have a bunch of games scheduled. We have a doubleheader at noon Eastern time. So 12 hours, so I guess 36 hours from now. And then we have also another one at midnight that same day. So we're basically, I think that our next set of games is going to be basically in 12-hour increments. We have a noon doubleheader. 12 hours from that, we have another one. And then 12 hours from that, or 13 hours from that one, we have our game on Sunday. Or on Saturday, excuse me. And then the last game for the first stage is going to be on Monday. So, good stuff. Come watch the Invitational games. Big thanks to everybody who to the sponsors as well. 3D6 Wargaming. I didn't give them get the opportunity to give them a shout out, but 3D6 Wargaming, GameMate.eu, and VoxLink have all sponsored the T5S2 Invitational this season, and I appreciate them for it.